Spoiler warning. Attention, dear listeners. It's Libra here. This is your official spoiler alert for Captain America, Brave New World. We're about to dive deep into the plot, characters, and all the major moments, so if you haven't seen the movie yet you should come back later. As Captain America might say, I can do this all day. But you might not want to hear spoilers all day. You've been warned.
Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. I am Spenser, and I'm one of your hosts on this podcast that we do. And today, it should come as no surprise that I'm joined by the other two members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen who have come here to give you a review on the newest MCU hotness.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon.
Of course, I am Jordan.
Oh, but wait! There's more today. We are joined by a guest for this review.
Darth David has returned.
Hey.
Yes, Darth David is here. You know him as our resident Star Wars expert, but David is a man of many talents and many interests and much knowledge. So David is here to join us for this review. David, how are you?
I am absolutely wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, before we review anything, we must first tell you about the places where you can find us, reach us, contact us, and tell us your thoughts. Jordan has all that information for you right now.
Yeah, so we're on social media, of course, like everybody else is. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter. You can find us at the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. That is where you can, talk to us and keep up with everything that's kind of going on with us. And then don't forget to rate and review us on any of the streaming services that you use, whether it be Apple or Spotify or either one of those. But yeah, and then of course schedule updates. Mondays is when the main episode drops, but on Tuesdays bi-weekly we have LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. That is a Marvel role-playing game that we play here on the channel. Weekly we have Brandon. Brandon has his podcast, Wrestling with Worldwide Willis. That's a wrestling podcast. That's the name, says. And of course, bi-weekly as well, we have DC Animation with Spenser and Friends. That is Spenser's review podcast, where he is going across the entire world of DC animated movies. So that's what's the next movie, Spenser?
Next week, we finally step into the Tomorrowverse, so we will be reviewing Superman, Man of Tomorrow.
There you have it. So be sure to check out the movie, listen to the review, or vice versa, and that's everything we have here.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, you have already been issued a spoiler warning, so we are going to be discussing Captain Falcon, Brave New World.
Whoa.
That's the new name for the movie.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I know what I said.
Okay. All right.
Just kidding. Captain America, Brave New World. Captain America 4, whatever you want to call it.
Trust me, it hurts me to say it too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I bet. Because you're a Steve Stan. So,
facts. The GOAT.
So, as is normally the case with reviews, I will be reading a synopsis in my own words, and then we're just going to talk about it. So, we open with the successful presidential election of Thaddeus Ross. 5 months later, we are in Oaxaca, Mexico, where the military and Captain America, have been sent to stop some illegal purchases taking place between Sidewinder and the Serpent Society and a mysterious buyer. They are able to stop the deal, collect the asset, and Joaquin is able to assist as the new Falcon, but Sidewinder is able to escape. Joaquin is ready to get in there, but of course, Sam doesn't like the potential danger since they aren't super soldiers. Sam takes Joaquin to train with Isaiah Bradley. Initially, Joaquin is unimpressed by his advanced age, but is quickly humbled. President Ross invites them to the White House for the unveiling of a special item. The special item, in fact, that was recovered in their, stopping the steal. Before everything starts, President Ross asks Sam to rebuild the Avengers. At the presentation, President Ross explains that on the celestial head they found adamantium, and it could be even more valuable than vibranium. An accord is proposed to mitigate a potential arms race. During the presentation, Isaiah Bradley and others attack the president, but they are stopped and captured by the presidential security. Isaiah is confused and has no idea what happened, but doesn't want to be locked up again. Sam talks him into surrendering and promises to get to the bottom of it. The president tells Sam not to investigate, but we know how that goes. He and Joaquin are looking into things, and Sam is attacked in broad daylight by Sidewinder. He is able to win that altercation and trace the phone call from the mysterious buyer to an off-books site in West Virginia. President Ross goes to Japan to attempt to smooth things over with their leader, but Japan blames him for the whole fiasco. While on Air Force One, the president is made aware that the leader is behind this. Turns out Ross had him locked up for the whole abomination mishap, made him, do experiments, and promised to release him once he was made president. While Ruth, the head of security, is also investigating the situation, she sees a brainwashed guard kill all of the people who were involved in the attack and himself. She puts Isaiah Bradley into solitary for his own protection. Sam and Joaquin find the leader's lab and see that he is using mind control to make these things happen. They come face to face with the leader, but the leader is able to escape, and they leave Sam and Joaquin to, fight their way through some soldiers. Ruth gets Sam and Joaquin, but some more brainwashed people, start attacking. And so they have to escape. Sam gets the stuff that he collected from the lab, and he goes to his military contact, and he goes to have a discussion with Sidewinder to get more information. The leader's goal is to destroy Ross's reputation because, revenge. President Ross makes his way to the Celestial Head because if anybody is going to have control of this new resource, it's going to be America. Sam, Joaquin, and Ruth meet them there, and the president tells Sam that he had leader making him pills to, handle his heart condition because he didn't want to die before showing Betty that he was a better person than she knew him to be. Unfortunately, he decided not to release the leader because he was worried that the pills would stop coming. The US and Japan are both making their way to the Celestial Head, and 2 American airmen are brainwashed and start attacking the Japanese. President Ross tries to convince Japan to stand down because he did not order this attack, but since he won't tell Japan who's manipulating the situation, Japan is still in attack mode. Sam and Joaquin are able to, get out there and handle the brainwashed airmen and stop the attacks on one another, but Joaquin is critically injured during the firefight. Just as Sam's contact learns the situation with the pills, the leader has him killed so that information doesn't find its way to Sam. Sam is visited by Congressman Bucky Barnes, who gives him some much-needed words of encouragement. Then, at a presidential address, the leader surrenders himself to Sam. He then plays the conversation that he had with President Ross on the loudspeaker, and President Ross loses it and turns into Red Hulk. In his rage, the White House suffers some collateral damage, and Sam engages in a final boss fight. They fight in the cherry blossoms, and eventually, through the power of friendship, Sam was able to make the sun get low, so Red Hulk changed back into President Ross. Sam is able to get Isaiah out of lockdown. The adamantium accords are signed. Joaquin begins his healing journey, and Sam and Betty visit President Ross at the raft. After all of the credits, the leader warns Sam about the multiverse. And that's the movie.
The multiverse is coming.
Good job. I feel like it's
Thank
been
you.
here, but
I mean, yeah. We've been in multiverse territory. Haven't been doing a great job of it, but
Yeah.
whatever. It's fine. David, what are your initial what do you think of the movie? Just initial thoughts. Don't dive in quite yet.
Well, the listeners can't see, but I on this podcast we do like a Zoom call type deal, and so there's names underneath, Spencer and Jordan and Brandon. I changed my name on here on purpose because this should have been a TV show. Just straight up. This should have been a TV show. The way Marvel has been making movies here lately and using the Disney app to just relay different shows to us. This is another Loki for me. This is not, without getting too deep, I was not impressed. I was actually bored at some points. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay. So you think this should have just been season 2 of
Correct. Yes,
I can't
easily
even
could
say
have
I'm
been
mad
season
at that. I
two.
can't even say I'm mad at that idea.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
The cinema quality of the MCU has dropped drastically for me, in my opinion. This is just another drop in the bucket. Shout out
Okay.
to Anthony Mackie, though. He did great.
That's fair.
All right. Jordan, initial thoughts?
I think this movie didn't know what it wanted to be. There were a lot of different routes that the movie chose to go with. One point is a political drama, then it turned into an action movie, and then it was a spy movie. I think it suffered a lot. I also think that I will say, Sam Wilson is Captain America. He's starting to sell me a little bit on it. He's starting to redeem himself in my eyes. Not mad at him. He did a lot of BS, but I think overall the movie was middle of the road okay. I think it was just a good time with some bad times in it as well. I don't know. Wasn't too impressed by the movie, but I'm not mad at the idea of it. Should have been a show because it might would have helped it out a little bit actually.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I didn't love it, but I definitely didn't have problems with it. I could see that it was trying to capture Winter Soldier energy. Like that was what they were really trying to go for, and it just didn't. We didn't do that. That's what we wanted. That's what we attempted. We didn't make it, but it felt like it was really trying to be inspired by spy thriller type films, and
Mm,
it was trying to give us the same thing Winter Soldier gave us, and it just couldn't.
right.
But again, I didn't hate it. I wouldn't I don't think I was ever bored, but yeah. Brandon?
All right. Now, if you followed the podcast, you know this is my favorite movie franchise of the MCU by far. Right. I am a Captain America person. You've seen me go at it with plenty of people in our Facebook group over status and greatness of Steve Rogers. So,
Of Steve Rogers.
yeah,
Notice.
yeah. Just very clear here. So, I automatically am coming in here with a level of bias because I believe the first three movies could hold better than any other MCU franchise. It can hang with Avengers. It might be better. It can hang with anybody. So this fourth film needed to hit it out the park. It didn't need to necessarily be number one and overtake Winter Soldier or Civil War or anything like that, or First Avenger, but it did need to hang in there. It didn't need to be a clear drop off. And to me, this is a clear drop off. To me, this Falcon and the Winter Soldier, season one was way more fun than this. I think the movie was. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was awful. I don't think it was the worst movie ever. But I do think it wasn't fun. It wasn't, super enjoyable. I think it's hard. I mean, Anthony Mackie, okay. I'm still a little iffy. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't know if and maybe he just needs better surrounding members. Maybe he needs to throw in a couple main Avengers in his movies to make it a little more, convincing. But I just don't know if he can carry my movie for me. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I think action wise, not as memorable. Usually Captain America, the fight scenes are top tier. I think they were okay. I do think this movie's gonna age better just because you had a lot of details in there, a lot of chords, a lot of, a lot of little stuff being set up there that in the first watch isn't necessarily fun. Where in the second watch, you're like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing here. I know what that meant. Blah blah blah. Um, I think we'll get into the weeds of it, but I think they missed a huge opportunity with Hulk. To make this movie way more fun, I think they missed a huge opportunity, but we'll talk about it.
And in my opinion, speaking of what you said, the franchise that this belongs to,
Mhm.
this felt more like a Hulk sequel than a Captain America sequel.
Absolutely. 100%.
Like this was a sequel to the 2008 Hulk.
Yes, and you had to have watched that recently to get, well, not recently, but most
You've had to
fans,
have
You have to be really
before.
familiar with it.
yeah,
Yes.
you had to be familiar with it. Whereas, like, hey, I kind of like what they did. I get the premise, good. Thaddeus Ross is the president. I like that, but that's where the Hulk stuff should stop. Unless Bruce Banner is in the movie, I don't want to know about. I don't care. Like, there's way too much. The franchise that Steve Rogers has built has way too much in it to going on to focus on something that honestly most fans haven't watched since 2008. You know what I mean?
I think for an origin story, it wasn't bad though. I feel like this is like part of an origin story for Captain Falcon. Oh God, for Sam
I
Wilson.
mean, he had a
See, you're
series.
doing
He
it
had a season
already
one.
too.
I
I
know.
mean, he doesn't need an origin story.
It's part of it. I feel like it's part of his character arc.
Character arc, yes, but he's established and like he doesn't need
But he's not
origin
established as
story
Captain
at this
America.
point.
He's not established as Captain America yet, though.
I mean, technically, he's had a whole season being established as Captain
Yeah,
America.
but
If you're using the TV show as a point of reference, I'm pretty sure he's solidified, and the world knows him as Captain America. That's the whole bar scene when he says, "Here you
well,
go, Cap." I
but
mean,
I'm talking about for normal people who don't follow the TV shows. This is his origin story of him being Captain America.
I mean, it was like what was it, the second show to come out? So I mean, it was pretty up there. Now I agree. If it would have came out, Loki era, that time, maybe like I don't know,
I think
later on.
only fans are watching the shows. I don't think regular people are watching these shows. So
I
like,
think they are.
well, if
I
you're
so
just
mean,
like,
going off the movie franchise, he already had an origin story. Was it Civil War or was it
but
Winter
not but
Soldier
not
where
but
he
not as Captain
was?
America though.
But the Shield handoff at the end of Endgame, that was, I mean,
So that was the last time people saw him who didn't see the shows, right? Like he
r-
got the shield at the end, and so like they're like, oh, he's Captain America now. Like, oh, look at this. But like, yeah,
mm,
we watched the show, so like we know. Just like they didn't know who his partner was, the little Hispanic dude.
I
Well,
mean, yeah,
and that I think that based on the timing, even people that aren't like super fans, still watched Falcon and Winter Soldier because
yeah,
that was a time when it was immediately after Endgame. We were in the pandemic, and there were only 3 shows,
right.
so we weren't, being buried in MCU content. And I think that there are a lot of people who actually did watch uh Falcon and Winter Soldier. And so there are a lot of people who had that context as well. But I mean, the MCU's whole formula is no, you
You
gonna
don't
watch
consume
everything,
everything. Yeah.
all of it. Like, and if you're
Oh,
behind, that's on you.
I do think this vindicates. I've been shouting about this forever. Falcon and Winter Soldier is now looking even better because of this movie. Because they saw like, oh, shit, I am way more. There's way more
And
memorable moments in that series than there is in this.
and Brandon, let me say this about that, and we'll talk about this whenever we discuss the movie. But how you said that you don't think he can carry a movie on his own and he needs people around him. I love him and Bucky together.
Oh, 100%. That's a buddy cop. I love that. I love
I
it.
love those two together.
Absolutely.
And that tiny scene where they were together, I was like, we need this.
Yeah, I low key like not woke up, but low key like raised up in my seat
Perked up a little
again.
bit.
Well, I got, I
Yeah,
got, I
like
got some complaints about that part too.
I
But
mean, it did look hacky. It did look like
well, not even that whole thing. Are we? Do we need to get the origins out the?
Yeah. Okay. So, but because we're starting to,
That's why I was like, let's go
yeah.
ahead and yeah.
So, there are a couple of people that we want to discuss today because there are a couple of people that either we haven't seen in a minute, or we haven't seen at all, or that we know nothing about. So, firstly, I would like to get a teaching moment for the Red Hulk, because as far as the MCU goes, this is the first time we have seen the Red Hulk. Can we get a teaching moment for the Red Hulk?
Yes, sir, you can. Lieutenant General Thaddeus E. Thunderbolt Ross. He's a complex character. He's from Marvel Comics. He's appeared in comic books, cartoons, video games, films. He's a former military officer, Secretary of State, got into more politics, and he became basically obsessed with the Hulk and capturing the Hulk, Bruce Banner's alter ego. He leads the Hulk. I mean, in other iterations, he leads Hulkbusters, a military team tasked with bringing down the Hulk. And he's also becomes Red Hulk with the help of the leader to better fight, to better counteract the Hulk. So, yeah.
And Jonathan on top of that too. Created, just because I like people to know about the comic books. He actually appeared in Incredible Hulk #1 in 1962, so he's been there since the beginning. But as Red Hulk, he just came in 2008, so long time before the Red Hulk came in.
I was going to say, I think it's interesting that the Hulk movie in question and Red Hulk's origin, same year.
Same year. Yep.
So, what a lot of people probably didn't know is that, because in this movie, we see how the leader makes him into the Red Hulk, but in the comic book, it's voluntary. Like, he chooses to become the Red Hulk to deal with the Hulk.
Yeah, absolutely. The cartoon too. Yep.
Yeah, and one of the biggest differences between the Hulk and Red Hulk is, Red Hulk gets stronger the angrier he gets. Red Hulk, he gets hotter and produces flames the more angry he gets. So like I feel like he's strong, but then he also, gets real hot, produces fire, and be out here cooking.
Which was the whole purpose of his suit burning, I do believe, when they showed his first transformation.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I said. They kept showing him like being around fire and everything. And also, I think you can kind of see when some of the leaves and stuff was touching them, like they were kind of disintegrating. Yeah.
Yep.
So I do think Red Hulk is a cool character, though.
Okay. And then we have seen the leader, but last time we saw him was in 2008.
Yep.
So what do we need to know about the leader?
So yeah, the leader himself, another gamma mutate, real name Samuel Serms, just like in the movies, created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, the greats, appeared in 1964. But this gamma mutate for him, he becomes way smart, just like it does in the movie. He gets basically an accident happened and he got hit with a bunch of gamma radiation, causing his skin to turn green, just like we saw in the movie. In 2008, we started to see him kind of change a little bit, and then his head grew larger. But he is basically super smart, able to predict, almost like predict outcomes on a percentage base. He can levitate, float around, all that. Super smart, able to, manipulate machines and everything. A lot of what we kind of saw in the movie as well. But that's literally his biggest thing is he can control minds, control technology. He's just that smart. So not strong, just incredibly smart.
Yep.
And we've seen a lot of different iterations of him as well.
I wonder if Brainiac and him, like, which was first?
Brainiac was probably first.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I think that Brainiac's like comic book clone is more Ultron than the leader, but also it depends on which version you're looking at.
Yeah.
But I mean, they all copy each other and, all that. But okay.
And then, one more thing. Quick thing, just Sidewinder. I don't want to spend too much time on him, but this version is completely different from the Sidewinder in the comics. Sidewinder in the comics is part of the Serpent Society again, but these people are actually like snake people.
They look like
yeah.
I was surprised when they said Sidewinder. I was like, oh, that's the route. Okay, all right, that's the route we went.
Which I was like, cool change, because nobody cares about them. So I was like, I'm fine with that change. Nobody cares about them. What I did think was cool though is Cottonmouth in Luke Cage is also part of Serpent Society. So I was like, look at that. That's two
Oh yeah,
members of
that's
the
Right.
true.
Serpent Society right there.
So
And Warner.
is
Oh, go
Serpent
ahead.
Society Black Hydra?
We'll just call them underground snake people. But in the
Because
MCU, they might be.
I was
In the
gonna say
MCU, they might be.
because Cottonmouth is very black.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
he was
And
great too.
yeah,
he
and we
was
see
best part of the
that
show.
we
And I will
see
say,
Serpent Society's
one of the best
blackish.
episodes of Avengers or Somebody's Heroes is actually when Captain America and Spider-Man like are attacked by the Serpent Society in the sewers. Such a
Yeah.
great
Oh
episode.
yeah, that's true. My boy, of course, Steve was spitting. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be very interesting. Just I know we'll get to some stuff eventually, but it would be very interesting now that they've dropped it more than once because I did notice that too. I was like, okay, we all right. Recall if the Serpent Society showed, if there's another Spider-Man movie, whatever. If there's another MCU appearance of Spider-Man, whatever. If the Serpent Society was able to make another cameo, that would be cool. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
because the entire roster of the Serpent Society, they're annoying villains as far as middle low tier villains, but they
Hmm.
are entertaining to fight with because if you mess up against the Serpent Society and accidentally get bit or stabbed, because like they didn't show it in this movie, but a lot of their stuff is like poison based or
Yeah.
Yep.
neurotoxin based
That
when they
is
fight. So
that
that's
is what I said to you when we were watching this movie. But
I
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. We'll
Yeah. I
talk
thought
about it.
that would. Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, cool. There are, some introductions of some people. Jordan, just for the people, could you tell us just a splash about adamantium?
Dude, when they dropped that, I was like, I leaned over to the guy I went with. I was like, did they really just do that just now? Strange way to drop it. I will say that's an interesting way to do it. But yo, I was like, wow, they really introduced it. So adamantium is it's kind of the opposite of vibranium, where vibranium is it it basically can deflect anything, and it's kind of hard to shape into different materials, but adamantium is unbreakable and is able to be molded into a lot of different shapes and forms. There
Hmm.
also isn't a lot of adamantium out there in the comic book, so very kind of few characters actually have it. So I think it's as far as like in the comics is concerned, it's less likely you'll come across someone with adamantium. But vibranium is obviously, like they said in the movies, like it's behind Wakanda. So like everybody in Wakanda got that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it is what Wolverine has, and this is our first appearance of it in the MCU.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, other than Deadpool, but that didn't really
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
not really mentioned.
Right. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, dude, I was like, whoa, that's different. But now they got a lot of explaining to do if they ever do introduce. Well, actually,
I mean timelines
Well,
be damned. We can get to that little cameo thing post credit scene, which
yeah,
I
true,
I hate
true.
and love it, but like I see what the window of possibility that could have gone
Right,
there.
because they could be like, oh, this guy came from another universe where he has adamantium,
I'm
and
still on the recast Black Panther type deal to bring him back
man,
from
tell me
another
about it.
from another universe. Please don't do my character like that. But with the adamantium drop, oh, and for the people on the Facebook page and the regular listeners, adamantium is stronger than vibranium in the right circumstances. It can cut through it. For those people that are like, "Oh, vibranium's strong," no, no, no. Adamantium can cut through vibranium in the right circumstance. So Wolverine goes up against Black Panther. Black Panther is getting stabbed. That is how that is working. So
I 100% support that.
Of course you do.
He just he just he just
Traitor.
spoke the truth. That's all he did, you know.
Damn traitor.
I was like, adamantium is known as being unbreakable when it's solid, like, and it can be molded when it's liquid.
Yes.
But once it dries, we're done.
yep.
Yeah, that's true.
But after watching that Wolverine movie, you do know it can be reheated. So it does have a weakness. It is
Hmm.
vulnerable to high temperatures.
Yeah.
So, let's talk through the movie a little bit. The first thing we see is that Thaddeus has been successfully elected as president, and I feel like that was kind of inevitable. Like, of course I don't watch trailers, but I feel like I knew that was coming. Do we
Hmm.
know if he becomes president in the comic books? Because that is something I haven't read.
I'm pretty sure he does.
I don't keep up with him, so yeah, I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
Okay. Not surprised. That feels like a route he would take.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot in the comics. There's a lot of people who become president, so I don't know. They get a new president like every year.
Yeah. And that's a question that I have at the end of this. But we'll get there. So we are taken to Mexico, and Captain America and the military are like, "Hey, there's a trade. There's something's going on, and we need to take care of it. There's some item that somebody's trying to buy. We got to handle that, and we don't know what it is. We just know that it needs handling." So we see, Captain America get in there. He has a little boss fight with a guy who's like, Steve's bigger than you. He's like, okay, and then that fight doesn't go well for the villain because of course it doesn't. And they're able to, get back whatever the thing is. And we also see that Joaquin is, the new Falcon.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, we also with that fight, we see the differences already between Steve and Sam. Sam is not afraid to get dirty because he pulled
He's
that glass
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
And
stabbed
he
him.
has to.
Yeah.
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 That's how it's gotta be.
Bado is just a street. He's just a street level character, huh?
Yeah, like
You
he
got to
is
get by, man.
he is but a human man because and yeah, like because that's one thing that I noticed as well. Whenever we see the fight between uh Steve and the jumper, the hopper,
Oh, Batroc.
Batroc, yeah, the kicker. Steve, that's like they caught a fair one,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Nigga Bird was like, you're bigger than I am,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna have to just get you one time."
It was
Yeah.
insulting to see the man laughing as he was getting hit in the face, though. I was just like, "Oh my god!"
I know.
Yeah, like it
Imagine
was
like you putting haymakers on a dude. He's just, I
Yeah,
don't feel
bro.
nothing.
that is a get your weight up situation.
Absolutely.
Like, so yeah, I'm not mad at Sam
I would
for
have
how
just
he
lasered
handled
him.
that.
I would have just lasered him with a Red Wing. Just put that laser right through that boy's head and it'd been
Mhm.
real fast.
Of course you would.
I'm only human.
Yeah,
I'm only human.
and that's how it's got to be.
Yeah.
So, um, they are able to get back the stuff, and Sidewinder gets away. Oh no, we're
Mhm.
probably going to see him later. We know we're going to see him
Mhm.
later. So, um, Joaquin is from Falcon and Winter Soldier. For anybody who didn't see Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Yep.
and yeah, he's if you need some more info on Joaquin, just go watch that. But military, um, big fan, just kind of jumps in there. That's just how it goes. But um, Joaquin is able to like do a couple things. He's like, of course, nobody saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, whatever. So that was funny. Like Joaquin was definitely the comedy in the movie.
Yeah. He's the funniest character by far.
Yeah,
He was
and
trash. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. He was trash.
and
Huh?
one
What?
Joaquin was trash, bro. No, he was a trash side character.
What?
I'm hold
okay,
on. What?
I
How?
am surprised.
I
Now,
don't think he was good.
now one thing I will
Why?
say, one
Go
thing
ahead.
I'll say about
Mhm.
Joaquin, just generally. So we've been kind of discussing the differences between comic books and this movie, and one of the differences is that, just like David said in the Serpent Society, they are like snake people in the comic books.
Yeah.
Joaquin is actually a bird man in the comic books. Like he's
I actually
got
didn't know that.
yeah, like he's got feathers and he's actually a bird hybrid. So
Hmm.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. I didn't know who he's. I never did like look into his character more, or who he's supposed to be.
yeah, and I've not seen a lot of him, but I was I was pretty I did have to look it up because I was like, I'm pretty sure that New Falcon has actual feathers and wings and stuff in the comic book. And
Yes.
yes, they are the same
Yeah.
person. So I did have to go check that because I knew I had seen New Falcon and that he had actual wings. But yes, in the comic book, he is got bird parts.
Yeah, he's a result of an experiment. I remember this is 616 comics.
This is the
So
first time I ever seen him. I did not know
he's
this.
Oh.
he's an actual. I would consider him a mutant. kind of, but he was experimented on. That's why he's like that. So it was interesting to see the twist that they gave that because the MCU is completely disregarding all X-Men things until they have to deal with it
Yeah,
because this
true.
man should be
But if he was,
mutant Birdman type
I
deal.
mean, but if he was mutated, does that make him a mutant? Like mutant genes occur naturally, so he'd be the similar like what Spider-Man or what Luke Cage is, right?
Yeah,
Since
in a
he
way.
was an experiment.
Experimented on.
So I think
Yeah,
those are called mutates as opposed to mutants.
it's okay. I feel like I want to say that Falcon is in the what's the other Avengers show?
The newer one,
The
Avengers
newer.
Assemble.
Yeah,
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 the symbol.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he's in that.
I'm actually watching that one right now. I haven't got all the way through that one, but yeah, this character he was created in 2015, so he's pretty recent.
I would
Yeah,
have loved to see, and I know we'll get to this part later on in the show, but I would have loved to see them kind of experiment on him when they had the opportunity to, because there was an opportunity to try and move that in that direction.
yeah.
And I'm a little surprised he's not younger.
He looked pretty young. Did he not
He's
look
pretty
young to
young.
you?
I mean, no, he's an adult,
He looked
but
like 20.
I mean, he's a grown man, and that's what I'm saying is like I would have figured
Oh,
he would
you
have
want
been
him?
like closer to teenage.
Oh, you wanted fucking
Yeah.
sidekick
You wanted
Falcon? Is
Robin?
I
that
mean,
what you're doing?
well, no, I didn't. I'm not saying that I wanted that. I'm saying I'm a little surprised they didn't go that direction because that's what like the Avengers they've been building. Like Kate Bishop is like the only adult, but
Uh,
the new Ant-Man daughter, she's young.
that's true.
America Chavez is young. Like it feels like they were going for teenagers now so that they'll eventually be adults, but young adults whenever it's time to actually build an Avenger squad. Not that it matters, but I'm just surprised that since he was pretty directly offered membership into the new Avengers, that he's as old as he is. Not that he's old, but
Yeah,
it was looking like they were going in the young Avengers direction. So
yeah. I
yeah.
can see that.
But he's like, put me in, coach. And Sam is like, we're not super soldiers, so I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't think we need to do that. And then Sam is like, all right, I'm gonna take you to somebody for some training because you're obviously interested. So he takes him to Isaiah Bradley. And he just immediately starts throwing old jokes at him. And I'm like, you don't know this man.
right. Yeah,
And
have some respect.
neither does the audience who've never seen Captain Falcon American Soldier or whatever the name of the show is.
Jesus,
Whatever the name of the show is.
American soldiers.
Like,
But
Bro,
that's
a
true.
lot of
Biggest
people watch
hater.
that. A
I
lot of people
feel
watch that show.
I
Bro.
feel like a lot of people watched it.
I'm just speaking for like I think, I don't know, man. I would love to see a poll of just average Americans who just watch the movies. Have they watched the shows?
Bro, especially
I think this show and Loki they have.
I'm thinking
yeah,
like a 50-year-old man, 45-year-old man. Like, did he watch the shows?
yes, absolutely. That was during the appointment viewing. We were all watching at the same time. Everybody was Everybody was like, "Hey, who is such and such?
The Power
Who is
Broker. Yeah.
yeah? Who's the power
I was
broker?
to say
Ah,
Isaiah
okay,
Bradley went viral like right
yeah,
after the shows came out. So like he was all on
right,
social media like, "What? The first Avenger was black. We knew it." And they try
yeah,
to like point out him in the what do you call it? Captain America, the first or
The
the
first
whatever.
Avenger.
Yeah, the first
yeah,
Avenger. He said, "Oh, he was that guy. He wasn't that guy, but he was that
yeah.
guy in the
Exactly.
movie."
They was reaching.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that and not with all of the shows, but I think with this show specifically, I think it got the views. However, it was long enough ago
Oh yeah, I
where
agree. I agree.
a lot of people didn't do a rewatch to refamiliarize and all that. But you know, they should have done that with Hulk too, because this was a Hulk sequel.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, he just starts making old jokes, and then eventually Sam is like, "This is Isaiah Bradley," and he was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry,"
Yeah,
because he punches that heavy bag, and it was like,
Yeah.
Across the room.
oh,
homage to Steve Rogers.
yep, the very super soldier thing to do.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then he's like, "Why didn't you tell me? I did not mean to disrespect you like that, sir." And Isaiah Bradley and Sam kind of have a discussion. Now, whenever they're talking about this, Isaiah Bradley's basically like, how can you work for this man? Like, how can you consider yourself loyal to Thunderbolt Ross? Like, and call yourself Captain America and all that. And he's like, so you mean the country that locked you up for 30 years? Like, that's what we're talking about? It's like, yes, that's what we're talking about. And one of the things that I took away from this conversation, and I'm glad that it happened, is the fact that Black people have to, live by different rules. Captain America, Steve Rogers, has the luxury of defying the government and the consequences not being terribly drastic because he's a super soldier and because he's white. Whereas Sam is playing by a very different set of rules when it comes to relationship with a government and a country and an authority. Gentlemen, what did we take away from that? Because that's what I took away from it. I don't know if they were actually having that conversation or if I just decided that that's what it was. But what do we think?
It is a little different watching. So take out Isaiah Bradley's story, for example. He got locked up for 30 years, probably for experimentation. Let's be for real. It wasn't for what they said he got put in jail for. It's probably experimentation.
Right.
I'm sure we could check the comic book for that. But he got locked up for going rogue and rescuing soldiers. Steve did the exact same thing at the exact same time in that movie, in the first Avenger.
Yeah.
And was hailed a hero. So, yeah, no, that's pretty on par. We could do the exact same things at any given point in time for the exact same reasons, but we get all the consequences. There's no, because I thought about that too. I'm like, wait a minute. They said he got arrested and put in jail for 30 years for breaking rules, but Steve quite literally said, go fuck yourself, and did what he wanted to do to break people out. Huh? All right.
Yeah. No, that's 100% right. Yeah, Steve just he was under different rules. Like they really didn't question anything Steve did for the most part. Like, but Sam knew like, hey man, like I have rules, I have a structure that I cannot move from.
Yeah, Sam's got to play the game.
Yeah.
And Steve had the luxury of deciding when to and when not to.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I think that Isaiah Bradley's point was like, if you're going to be Captain America, be Captain America. And Sam had to be like, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
But that's not, that's not the game I can play.
Exactly. I can't do that.
And I like the fact that this movie addresses that.
Yeah.
Assuming that was.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened each time when we saw Isaiah. He's like, he's pointing out, like, this is what America did to me versus the person who did the same exact thing to me got held a hero.
Yep.
And, I mean, if we look at history, in World War II, the Tuskegee Airmen contributed so much just to come home and still be treated like shit.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. On this, oh wait, no, we're not at that point in the movie. Okay, I was gonna call BS when he was running, but go ahead.
How did y'all feel about the suits? Since we're at the very beginning of the movie, how did y'all feel about the reveal of his suit? It's not the same as the TV series. It's slightly different.
Yeah, it's from Wakanda.
Right. So they name dropped that in there real quick.
Yeah.
Like visually, how did y'all feel about it? I like the way it looks. I like the addition of the little drone on the back and giving it its own little colors and everything. Like that was.
I like that. I agree. I don't like the Wakandan, the vibranium. I don't look. I love Wakanda. I love my people, but bro, we don't have to pigeonhole them. Just because a character isn't strong. We don't have to say, but he visited Wakanda. Oh, Wakanda did him a favor. Like, come on, bro.
But I mean, the whole point of Wakanda is that it is the most technologically advanced place and that they are opening themselves up to the world. So I think that everybody important having some Wakanda shit makes sense. Like it fits with what they were trying to do moving forward anyway.
And considering the TV series, it is on par because you've got Bucky, when the Dora
Milaje came to see him.
Yeah.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
So I mean, like canonically, it does make sense to drop it in there. It doesn't need a whole lot. I see what you're saying though. It doesn't just because we black don't mean we got to include Wakanda and everything, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's our cousins, bro. We gotta
Yeah, I was
address
about to
it.
say cousin
Yeah.
over at Wakanda.
Bro,
Let's
it's
pay him a
It
visit.
was kind of like it's a black movie, so don't forget.
yeah, bro, it's getting to the point to where anytime anybody uses anything of technology, but Wakanda built it. Like they whatever technology
Well,
they got,
because
purple,
Tony's
it start
dead.
glowing. I'm saying, but it
That
starts
is
glowing
true.
purple, and it's like, okay, like I don't want Captain Falcon purple. I don't want Steve's
But
shield purple. I don't
where
want.
with Tony down, who else do they go to
Yeah,
for technology?
man,
Shuri
do
and
your
Ironheart,
jobs.
really.
That's what
That's
I'm
it.
saying. But as far as we know, Shuri is still in Wakanda. What happened at the
Yep.
end?
Hmm.
Or did she go back? Okay, so
I
like,
I
yeah,
I want to say that did she crown M'Baku king and then just is freelancing as Black Panther?
no. Well, Shuri, yes, I was talking about because he mentioned Ironheart, but I
Oh,
was like, last time we saw her, like she was over.
In
Wasn't she
Wakanda
over
too.
in
So
Wakanda as well?
yeah,
So
but
I'm
I'm sure
like,
they dropped her back off at the house.
I did
unless she's
too.
doing like a summer internship or
I
something. But I'm
mean,
saying
they
like
probably
all
dropped her off with some really nice stuff, but
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. But all our inventors right now are in Wakanda.
and
yeah.
if Wakanda got the best shit, that's where I'm going.
Maybe
true.
so. It just seems like it's very redundant. It's very
Because
like anytime anybody, any superhero at this point is using Wakanda, using vibranium, and it's
Only
like,
if they have technology. Because what other hero using vibranium or the technology? All the other characters, like
Have
if
a
you have
skill set
technology, yeah,
or a power set. So I mean, but I do agree with you though. The purple was kind of unnecessary. Like that's Black Panther suit purple. When what's his name? When Killmonger was wearing the gold leopard suit or whatever,
yeah,
when he got hit, it wasn't purple. So I thought I
right,
did think that was kind of weird. I'm like, bro, why are you glowing purple? Like that's
yeah.
you
It's
could
just
be glowing blue or red or or
right.
whatever. So
I don't know. It didn't fit his character at all. So it's like purple wings for Captain Falcon. Okay, all right.
and
but he needed them.
maybe
He needed them things though. He
yeah,
got
I
beat.
mean, we all
oh
know he
my
needs them.
God.
and maybe it was a way to honor T'Challa.
I guess they didn't seem like they was the closest, but
That's
all
cheap.
right.
That's cheap.
Yeah, I would
It
say
I
seemed
he
like
mean,
his
probably.
yeah,
homie.
because last time they talked was so nigga, you like cats?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
but
Like,
still,
Yeah, I
I
think
I
anybody
didn't
with
hate it.
technology, they don't have anywhere else to go except for Wakanda currently.
And again, for him, it makes sense because he and Bucky, like them having ties to Wakanda, like that tracks.
it
But yeah, like
tracks.
if
It
we're just
tracks.
throwing it at everybody, then it's like, okay, when did you go to Wakanda?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Spider-Man can't have a Wakanda suit. Like
Now,
that's
Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah. Now Spider-Man got a Wakanda suit.
Spider-Man
That's what
come
they.
back with braids and be like, okay, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I
little Killmonger.
wouldn't be surprised if me Kate Bishop got a Wakandan arrow. It's like, vibranium arrow. It's like,
Now,
okay.
well. Hang on now. She could. That would be that. It wouldn't be Clint could
Because
give it to her.
yeah, because Clint and T'Challa, they have a little relationship.
Yeah.
Like, Clint, give it to me.
Now,
Because didn't Ant-Man have something vibranium? I may be tripping on that, but I want to say he did.
I don't think he
No,
did. I
because
don't think he
Pym,
did.
oh, hey, that's a great point. Actually, you don't need to have technological advancements to be solely from Wakanda. You still got Hank Pym. He's still
Hank
But he,
alive.
Pym.
but Pym is worried about
The quantum
yeah,
stuff.
he's worried about time, not time travel,
I mean,
multiversal travel
Wakanda's
right
is
now.
worried about people pulling up in their country, but they still
Yeah,
get the job done, apparently.
yeah, but
And
they're more focused on
Sometimes.
technology versus him is focused on like time travel, multiversal travel. Like, I don't think
Quantum
he's worried about
travel.
the tech. Also, you mentioned the suit. I like Captain's white and blue suit versus the suit he got at the end.
mm,
Like when he switched to look more like Steve. I like the
Mm,
white. I like
okay.
the original white and blue one first
I
he
like.
had.
I think the first one he had wasn't the best quality, but I think the design overall, I agree, it looks better. For it fits Falcon. It feels like Captain America more than the other one did.
Yeah, I feel like he was trying to be like Steve when he got the all blue one,
Darker one.
basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. How did y'all feel about Falcon suit? So like new Falcon.
bro, I didn't even notice it to be honest until like towards the end of the movie. Did he ever change? Because I barely even noticed him.
I wouldn't fill in
The
the green.
green suit.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't fill in the green.
I
Yeah,
wasn't feeling the
no.
green
I
either.
didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
Didn't like it really at all.
Yeah, I agree.
But okay. Yeah, I like the suit with the white on it.
Yep, same.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. So they go see Isaiah Bradley, and then they have that conversation, and they are invited to the White House. And Sam says, "Only way I'm coming is if you invite Isaiah Bradley as well." And Isaiah Bradley, I don't want to go to that shit.
All right.
And Sam is like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to put on your nice pants.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get you out of the house." And they show up, red carpet treatment, all that. I like the little conversation they had, like, "Oh, they picked us up in a limo? Okay." Like that whole thing. They gave us the bubbly? Okay. And so we see them arrive, and the president's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you real quick."
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls him in, and he's like, "Hey, we need the Avengers." And Sam is kind of like, last time you had a discussion about the Avengers, you had us locked the fuck up.
Facts.
So what you mean?" And Thunderbolt Ross was like, "I know, but that was the past.
I'm president now.
He's like, that was the old me.
I have to think about all Americans, and the Avengers are good for all Americans."
That was mustache me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was me before the shave.
Yep.
But yeah, now that I got a clean face, I got clean intentions too.
I like that they addressed the casting change.
Sam definitely said, like, "Not used to this look on you."
Yeah.
What's the name of the original dude who died? I don't remember who it was.
I forgot. He's pretty fan. I forgot his name though.
Yeah, he was a great. Yeah, he was good.
He really was.
I really liked him.
Oh god, I'll find it.
Yeah, I don't know that dude's name, but we'll say it eventually, and then it'll be like, "Oh yeah," but you can say any name right now to be like, "Yeah, that's him."
Yeah, I'll find it one day.
Okay. But he asks that, and then at the presentation, that's when we get the adamantium reveal. Now, I have a question. Because Brandon, you knew I would.
William Hurt. Sorry, there you go.
Cool.
Oh,
great. So the adamantium was found inside of Tiamat's head?
Yes.
So if Cersei turned his body into marble, how the fuck did they find adamantium in him?
Wait, what are we talking? Cersei.
Say that again.
Eternals.
Yeah,
I know you're doing an Eternals reference, but I don't know.
In the movie, the reason Tiamat is just there is because in Eternals, he was starting to rise out of the earth, and then Cersei got all of the power from everybody so that she could turn him into marble so that he would die and not continue to rise out of the earth. Like, that's what I remember happening, was she used her power to turn him to marble, and that's why he's just in the water.
Yeah.
So if she turned him to marble, where did the adamantium come from? How did that happen?
What if? Go ahead.
No, I literally don't know, because you're right. I don't know.
But like, I don't know. I don't know archaeology. I don't know.
So maybe they retcon this because it looks like instead of marble, the MCU's website says stone now. It doesn't say marble, it just says stone.
Wait,
so maybe it's a retcon
stone?
type thing. I mean, but like you can't get adamantium from anything other than adamantium. So like if drilling into him, you find adamantium. If he is stone, then there's a possibility of adamantium. If he's trying to marble, then you just get more marble. Everybody getting a fancy table at the end of this. But I think they retconned it to stone because I'm looking on the MCU's website. It looks like that Cersei turned him into stone to stop him from devouring the world.
One, I didn't even know there was an MCU website. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know why.
Jesus.
I don't know why I didn't think
wiki.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't
Yeah,
think Okay. Oh, the wiki. Okay, the wiki. I thought you were talking about like there was the MCU.com.
I mean, it probably is.
That's what I was
actually.
Also, I guess if you think about it, yeah, if you're doing a lot of digging, maybe Cersei couldn't turn the adamantium into that material.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
I'm thinking
maybe.
just
Okay, so we are not under the impression that Celestials are made of adamantium.
That is unclear.
I would strike to say that given what a celestial is, from what we know from the Eternals, there is no way to 100% guarantee that their internal body is
Organs,
not made
yeah,
out of multiple different materials that are not native
yeah.
to Earth. There's,
I,
I
I,
mean, they create planets, so at that point, free game.
Right.
yeah, unless it was like just something, he was traveling through space and ran across it, got in his mouth a little bit, and
Whoa.
kind of like you riding on a motorcycle or bike and a bug hit you. You just like, oh damn, got a little bit on, but
Okay. Because I mean, the other option would be that the adamantium, I guess, formed whenever he was being created in the earth, because that's where, all the heavy metals and stuff, they just exist through nuclear fusion and whatnot. But I, it just seems to me like if the whole issue is that the celestial was turned to stone, then I don't understand how the adamantium is there if he was turned to stone.
They didn't
yeah,
say
I,
what kind of stone though. So I mean, like it's because it's stone. I mean, think about you dig out ore. I mean, just drilling in general. You dig out ore, and there's different types of ore within stones. Or like a geode. You crack open a geode, you get a bunch of crystals on the inside, but it looks
oh,
like just
that's
regular
100%
rock on
true
the
too.
inside.
Yeah, that's
So
true too.
yeah, that's
Also,
what I'm thinking of.
you can find liquid inside of rocks, right?
yeah,
So I was like, maybe that's another thing. It's like they found a liquid inside of him while he was turned to stone.
Okay. All right.
I, yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a good question. I didn't think about that.
So he's saying we found adamantium, which I don't know if adamantium already existed or if they named it.
I was literally gonna say who named it.
Like, I think
Mm,
because if they're discovering it, then that means we didn't know about it.
Somebody named
it's a
Adam.
brand new element. So
Yeah, somebody named
yeah, it
Adam
is.
found it, and they was like, "Oh, I'm gonna name it adamantium. It's close enough to Adam."
Yeah. So, yes. And the reason I got everybody in this room is because we are basically negotiating a treaty so that we're not all fighting for it, because we
Hmm.
don't want to be like them isolationists over in Africa, because
yeah,
they
Yeah,
absolutely drop that on us.
the shade was real.
Yeah. But, that's how the US would feel.
Yeah.
So, um, so the presentation's happening, and then the song Mr. Blue plays. And, that's a reference to, I think that song is called Mr. Blue,
I think so too.
I have no idea what
but
y'all talking about.
the song that triggers them.
Oh, yeah, I didn't never heard the song in my life.
Surprise, surprise. And I think that's a reference to, in the Hulk movie, they were calling each other Mr. Blue and Mr. Green.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, the song plays and Isaiah Bradley starts, shooting, and so do some other random people. And then he starts running. Now, I definitely said to David, I was like, he's a super soldier. They're not going to catch him. You remember on your left?
Yep.
You're not going to catch him.
And they got him.
I will say,
like Sam just kept up with him, and I was like, oh, okay.
it felt like that nigga. It felt like he didn't have a stunt guy. It felt like he was
I
really,
agree.
really running.
He was running himself.
That's why I was like, when I was watching, I was like, that's a little shaky right there.
Well,
I
and also like
literally-
he's an old man, so
Yeah.
like, which also the aging thing doesn't like that's a whole soapbox conversation because that man should not be that old, or that old looking. Peak human, you don't age that
Yeah,
fast.
because what?
I don't care what people
Because
say.
Cap was like
That-
103, still looking real good.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I
I mean-
don't.
When he was in his hundreds, he looked like Joe Biden.
Which it does not make sense. Old man Steve Rogers just you don't age. The super soldier serum does not allow you to age like that because leader of
age a lot
Shield,
slower.
Samuel L. Jackson, has a version of it which prevents him from aging.
Yeah.
Like it's anyway. Sorry, soapbox topic. But
But yeah,
him running.
the actor
old man.
is in his 70s.
Yeah.
So,
That,
yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't like that part. I was
I
like,
agree.
we should have got a NBA basketball
Damn
player.
motorcycle or something.
Yeah, get you a track person.
He should have had
Put
the
the-
suit to catch him because there's no way.
Yeah, because it's not
Yeah.
like we saw his face while he was running. So yeah, you get a body double in there.
Absolutely.
And
Throw a
you
wig on him. Get to gun. I need
get
a
it,
4-4.
get it. Yeah, I need a 4-4.
I need a 4-4 flat down this hallway.
Yeah.
And out of this building immediately.
Maybe a 4-3.
I was like, I know the actor. I know he was sore that day. He had to do that running.
Bro, I was like,
And
hips.
He was
If
sore.
if I'm Carl, I'm like, we're doing this once. We're doing this one time.
Hip mobility was trash.
Yeah, for
my
real.
man was. I was like, oh man, he ain't gonna make it.
You notice there was no sharp turns. It was only a straightaway.
One straight line.
There was a
If he
nice
turned
little
a little to the
lean.
right, he would have torn something.
Yeah.
There was a nice little lean into the park, but that was it.
He did definitely slow it down a lot when he got to that part.
Yeah, bro. I was like, come on, dog. We couldn't have paid somebody to run that for us.
That's what I said. Like, this is not super soldier running.
No. Like, them guards was probably like, oh.
That's a little jog, okay?
Oh, okay.
It's the slowest police chase out I've ever been.
Yeah.
He didn't get too far.
Yeah.
I thought you people were faster than this.
Right.
That park was across the street he went to.
You people's crazy.
Just because we now have gotten to a little bit of action. I am, and I don't know how y'all feel, but I am extremely sick and tired of the MCU switching up. And this is the same vice I had with LucasArts when it comes to Star Wars films. When you have a great fight choreographer, do not switch. The fight scenes in this stuff, the fight scenes in general, in a lot of these movies have driven me insane. I go and look up who the fight choreographer is, and they always change it. The guy that did the first Avenger and the guy that did Winter Soldier was not the same guy that did this movie, and you can see it. Oh my gosh! Like, I know Sam is human, but bro, I mean, Natasha Romanoff is like flipping and doing whatever stuff, and she's human too. Like, that's
she got a great value super soldier serum. At least in the comic book she does.
Bro.
Yes, but like, watching these fight scenes, like the whole White House fight scenes, bro.
We didn't even talk about the little short Black Widow. Bro, come on. I'm
gonna get canceled. I'm gonna get canceled.
So it's not like you might be thinking the same thing I was. 'Cause I'm like, she might got a couple missing chromosomes.
Oh my gosh,
that's crazy.
I was like, bro,
she's just a tiny person.
Nah, bro, she definitely got something.
Didn't we get rid of? Hold on. Didn't they rid of the whole DEI thing? Is it?
Yeah.
She's just a tiny person,
gosh.
Bro. I don't know. She more than just tiny, bro. I don't know.
What do you?
There's nothing wrong with that woman. She's just
bro.
small.
I think she missing a couple.
Jordan.
She missing a shoulder blade or something, bro. It gotta be something.
She's just a tiny lady.
Nah, it's different. It's a difference between tiny and the way she looked, bro. I don't know. She looked like something would happen.
I think she's just a tiny lady.
So they wanted me to believe that she was out here just whooping people like that.
When you're a Black Widow, yeah.
Bro, I don't know. I don't feel like she didn't pass the Black Widow school. I don't know.
They literally said she passed.
Yeah, she was one of them.
I don't believe it, bro.
I can't confirm because, the power of the internet. The only disability she has, again, Jordan, you and I are probably some horrible people inside, so we're not just going to let them thoughts out.
Facts.
But the only disability she has is that she had a kidney issue as a child, which is why she is so small. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with her. I will say, that is not one attractive woman. I'm not saying that everybody got to be pretty in these movies, man. But like, if you giving me a black, like, look at Natasha Romanoff's sister in her film. That was great. I mean, she, but what is this?
I don't think she passed. School. She dropped out a little early.
She looks great, and I'm looking at the little red carpet run. Looks great in this movie.
Are you implying that she was an ugly DEI hire?
I am not going to get canceled on this podcast
because that's what it sounds like.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I believe any of what you just said.
I'm just saying
she's the unattractive hire is what it sounds like you're saying.
Like David said, so far we've been 2 for 2 with good-looking Black Widows, and then I guess we all can't win, right?
Nope, gotta take it out sometime.
Yeah, I don't know. She to me, she's just a little bit too small to be a widow.
She's just a tiny lady.
I mean, I guess
small but mighty.
I guess.
And we're gonna talk about the comments she made later because I was confused.
Oh, bro,
I was confused.
Yes. Go ahead. The Isaiah Bradley comment.
No, the one about Bucky.
Yeah, the Bucky comment.
Oh
I
yeah, that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I because I asked my question out loud in the theater because
He really did.
I didn't understand. But we'll get to that. So Isaiah Bradley's just, standing there like, what happened?
Hmm.
I'm a confused old man.
Yeah.
And Sam is like, we're going to get to the bottom of it, but I need you to surrender. And he's like, I will not be caged a second
Right.
time.
That's tough.
And yeah, I felt so bad
I
for him
did too.
because,
Yeah, I
Same.
did too. Yeah.
He's a
and
great
then,
actor.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it was really, there was a lot going on because I was like, you have a black man who was wrongfully locked up for 30 years, and now you have the black person who's supposed to represent America telling him to give himself up so that he can be locked up again for something he didn't do.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was tough. There was a lot of symbolism in there. Yeah.
At least he didn't get shot though.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. It was a second there. I was like, please don't do it. Please don't.
I absolutely was like, oh,
I
we're
did.
going to lose him.
I did. I thought the same thing. That's
We're
why.
gonna
That's
lose
why I
him right
literally
here.
just said I'm glad they didn't shoot him.
Because I was going to say, he's a super soldier. So their lives were in danger, they thought.
Bro.
Yeah, I was
and
like, please
then
don't make this up.
imagine they shoot him and then somebody in your crowd just like get up and start clapping.
Whoa.
Bro. Just
Why would,
imagine that happen.
what?
Uh,
Okay.
There's some little town in Alabama, Mississippi somewhere. Somebody watching a movie and the crowd just stood up clapping.
Let me just say, I don't think those people are watching the Black Captain America movie.
They want to see it fail.
I don't think those people are seeing that movie.
No, you're probably right.
Like, I think that just like in a lot of countries, like they're gonna cover his face with that little mask, the little helmet they gave him, so that they can trick people into going to see it. Because people gonna get in there and be like, who's that?
Imagine like, we love Steve Rogers. Can't wait to see the new Captain America. They're like, did you watch the trailers? Like, no, we don't watch trailers. They go in there and just see Sam Wilson. What? Where's Cap? Where's Steve?
Yeah. It's crazy to me. Like for Black Panther, they had to cover his face so that audiences around the world would see it. That's crazy to me. This movie is full of black people.
Yeah,
Wait,
but he
Right.
didn't get
what?
shot. He didn't get shot. So
Yes, good. Because I was prepared for him to die right then. But
I was
luckily he doesn't.
scared. Yeah.
And so he gets taken into custody. Because Sam is like, hey, I'm gonna figure this out.
Hmm.
And he decides to trust Sam because I know that everything in Isaiah Bradley was like, I'm leaving.
Absolutely.
So, Sam just starts, bum rushing past people, and everybody's like, you can't go in there, and he just move, get out of my way. In real life, he would have been taken to the ground.
bro, Chandler, you just regular dude. Like there'd be some big dude, like you try to bump into him, you couldn't even move him out the way. Like Sam, you still regular.
Well, and again, Captain America, Steve Rogers, could have done that. He could have walked in there without a problem. But like, Sam, no, you're being detained. Sorry. That's just what it's going to be.
He's still Captain America. He still got that label though, right?
Yeah, but they were like, sorry, sir, we tried to stop him, but he just is like, yeah, that's fine. Everybody leave. And then the head of security lady, Sam is like, can we have a moment? And she's like, no,
Right.
I'm staying. So, and I think that we are led to believe that she's supposed to be villainous.
Yeah,
think so.
initially.
I didn't think so.
I think
I
they
thought so.
tried to lead us in the direction of like, oh, we don't trust her.
Right.
Mm.
But so the president is like, this is bullshit. That was your friend.
Yeah. It's what turned up on him.
Yeah, so you will not be investigating this because think of the optics. Captain America is investigating his friend who shot at the president? Absolutely not. You are to stay away from this, period.
Right.
And he's like, okay. And we know what's going to happen there.
Yep. The
So-
classic, I'm not going to investigate this, but I actually am type of
Yeah.
situation.
And they knew he was going to because whenever he goes to the security lady and he's like, you keeping an eye on him? He's like, yeah, they went off grid. Which, P.S., David was like, they're in a Hummer.
An
With
EV
a-
Hummer too.
with a GPS in it.
It was
Yeah.
the electric vehicle Hummer.
I
I'm
wouldn't
all for green
exactly.
energy, but I was like, wait, they opened the front and it's just it's electric. They're
Oh, I wouldn't exactly call that off the grid. That feels pretty
Yeah.
traceable to me.
man's playing with a flip phone on I guess what Snake game or like some type of whatever on a little
Galaga
flip
maybe or
phone
something.
off the
But
grid. I'm like, GPS, cool.
yeah, like they threw away their smartphones, but yeah, they're in a smart car.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't even notice that.
I know. Yeah, I didn't think about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't
I
either.
was like, that's a detail they just glazed over. Cool.
Because my thought, whenever his first car got hit by Sidewinder and he just had another car, I was like, I feel like the government provided that. And
Yeah.
Speaking
Let's
of
talk
that,
about that.
wait, are you talking about his car getting shot up? Are you about to talk about that?
Yeah.
What? Why he don't got a bulletproof car like Nick Fury? Bro, you Captain America.
I was thinking that exact same
This
thing.
man was asking for a loan in his first movie. Do you think that man got a bulletproof?
I forgot about
yeah, I don't think he
that.
has the clearance
Yeah,
for that.
bro.
He kind of moved. He kind of
Yeah.
moved. He kind of moved up a bit though since
But
then.
he does have his own office. He does have his own little hangar.
That's what I'm saying.
you
That's what I'm
know?
saying. He's moved up. I'm like, bro, you got a bulletproof car? That's wild.
I just don't. I feel like they only have like 8 vehicles, and they're like, sorry, Ant-Man just took the last one.
Yeah, I don't think.
Then again, I do think that Shield's budget is a lot bigger than the U.S. because Captain America is not working for Shield.
Well, Shield is no
Shield's
more,
working for
right?
Shield.
That's what I'm saying. There is no more Shield,
There's
so
no
he's
more
working
S.H.I.E.L.D.
for the government. You know how to
Remember
slow that
Shield?
process, right?
Yeah, Shield went down in was it Winter Soldier?
Well, I mean, that's that's the point though, is that the
Yeah, because
budget
they
for
got
Shield
infiltrated by
Oh,
Hydra.
yeah.
vast. So
Also,
Yeah.
two quick things. So we talked about the Serpent Society. The big dude that he fought in the beginning, that was supposed to be Copperhead, which is another member of the Serpent Society. I was looking
There's
at the cast.
I didn't know there was a Copperhead in Marvel. Okay.
Yeah, he's part of Serpent Society. Also, I thought the black girl that was the assistant to the president. I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was Bucky's sister. I'm not Bucky. Falcon's
Jesus
sister.
Sam's sister.
Christ, son.
Because I forgot what she looked like in the other show. So I thought she got
Man.
like a job with the president.
you think she went from
Just in Louisiana
I completely forgot.
to be
being
a
a
chief of
direct
staff.
person
He
over
could have
the
hooked her up.
president's security? Come on, bro.
He could have hooked her up like, yo, if I'm gonna work for you, I need my
Bro.
sister to get a job.
as the next person to the president of the United States.
Yeah,
Come on,
as
dog.
chief of staff, that's crazy.
I'm just saying, I thought so.
If he can't get a bulletproof car, I don't think he could get his sister
That's the biggest
the
level
chief
up
of
in
staff
history.
job.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I thought that's what it was, but I guess not.
And if she
got-
had shown like a history of, being a part of this life, then maybe. But no,
She was just a regular girl from Louisiana.
getting flirted with by the Winter Soldier. That was it.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
But he's, on the phone talking, and Sidewinder just a pretty effective attack. Like,
Bro, that was top tier.
Got right
that was
to
the
it.
best action scene to me of the entire thing.
Oh no, that's not the best action scene.
Oh,
The-
I think it was.
The air fight, that was the best action scene.
that air fight was dope. I'm not
That
gonna lie.
air fight was dope. That was the
Yeah.
best fight scene. Like that right there was A1.
Hmm.
Him riding on that missile, like pushing it down in the ocean, which I thought if you push down the ocean, it would keep going, but I guess not. But I'm just saying that air fight, that was a really good air fight.
That was all CGI. Not saying it doesn't count, but that was all CGI.
Also, at the sorry, the nerd in me is definitely tingling. If he pushed that missile into the ocean, it would have exploded on impact because
Exactly what happened.
I thought it was.
So,
See,
like,
I thought it
that's
was
not how that
going-
worked. But I mean,
Okay,
it's,
so wait.
the show's
like
got- the movie's got a movie,
torpedoes
right?
can move in water, but I don't think missiles can.
So
Missiles
wait, but think
explode
about
on
this.
impact.
but think about this. It like so if the water was like this, it kind of went like on top of it, kind of pushing
That's
it down.
still.
I thought it would explode only if the head hit something.
If you jump from a plane with no parachute
Yes.
into the ocean, you are hitting cement because of how
Yeah.
fast you are falling.
But if I'm on the same level,
There's no way to enter into any type of, like, as soon as the tension mark hits, like if there was
Yeah.
an explosion of water, then yes, it'd be fine because it's all loose. Solid.
Yeah, for sure.
either way go, that was dope though. That
It
whole
was.
fight,
I do want to know how the hell did Sam make it out that truck? My man shot in there.
Oh yeah, I don't
threw
know
the
how he
thing in
made out
there.
that truck. I thought the same thing.
I don't know. I thought they'd give us something. He just popped out. Like if it was Steve, I would have been like, okay.
Alive.
Also,
Yeah.
another thing I thought about during that same scene with the explosion, how come he don't just be rocking his suit like Iron Man be doing? Like a press of a
It's
button,
not.
he
It's
got the
not.
wings.
No, he's
Oh,
got to
you're.
put it on. Like
Yeah, he
I
has
don't
to
think
put it on.
he's.
It's not.
Bro, but
He doesn't
why
have
you not just
nanotech.
why you don't
Yeah.
just keep it on?
I guess Wakanda didn't
It's a
do
suit.
that.
Bro,
But then
if I
again, his helmet
He's
is nanotech because he hits a button on his suit and the helmet comes on.
His helmet
Whereas
is. Yeah.
Falcon has to remove his helmet. You notice that? Like there's a scene
Yeah.
in the movie where he goes do and the helmet comes down.
right before
Yeah.
the Red Hulk smashes his
similar
head.
to
Right.
like Ant-Man's helmet.
Right.
So
Right.
that I mean to that point, why
But
can't the whole suit do that?
Bro,
Because Wakanda was like, you're not there yet.
Bro, you're
And
in
Tony
the
didn't
red
make him
already.
one.
I would literally be rocking a backpack with my suit
At all
all the
times.
time. Like
At
that's
all
wild.
times. That's
Yeah, like,
crazy.
because that's
But why
agreed.
not?
Just like how T'Challa's suit is in like the necklace. I'm gonna need something like that. I'm gonna need something
Bro.
wearable.
I'm telling you, Iron Man had a suitcase that became him. So like my boy can't have a backpack.
But it's not. It's a cloth. It's not. It's like, yeah, it's a suit, but it's
With the
not.
wings though, the wings,
I mean, yeah, I agree. Maybe he can put something with the wings. I agree.
like he should be able to fly around at any moment he want to. We gotta get an upgrade. He gotta get a bigger budget, bro. This is a disgrace, bro.
I'm not mad about it. Like I agree. Like I agree. If I'm him, yeah, like my wings gonna be on me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We gotta talk to somebody about it. He getting destroyed out here, bro. We got a non-bulletproof car. You ain't got your suit at all times. Your sister ain't got no job. You need a loan. Like this is wild.
That's the thing
I mean,
job.
I do agree with you that like that was a missed action scene. Like some of the great action scenes, like you said, Iron Man jumping off the thing, his suit catches him or whatever, or plenty of characters like that. That would have been fire if he got thrown off of something, throws something in the air, boom, wings catch on. It don't even give him the full suit, just give him his wing. Like that would have been fire. But that's just again,
Or
just
even
missed.
having Red Wing on him.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
Yeah,
Red Wing gonna be with me at all times.
Red Wing, if I want a cup of water, Red Wing is getting that water for me.
I'm pretty
Yeah, like-
sure Red Wing in like the animated series and in the comic books, he can just and that thing comes over. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's like it's
Also,
assigned to him at all times.
What
I
happened to
thought.
Sam's guns? He used to rock guns.
He used to rock guns.
Well, I guess Captain America can't do that.
yeah, man,
Bro,
it's an upstanding citizen,
Captain
bro.
America
You trying to
can
get that
break
man a-
people's arms and stab people with glass. He can have a shield and a gun. Come on now.
Batman
Nah,
logic.
Again, I agree. Like there are a lot of things I'm gonna have on me.
Nah,
If
this
I'm-
is
you're
But yeah,
cap now.
but if I'm Red Wing, yeah, like Red Wing got lasers and shit. So at a minimum, Red Wing is with me.
bro. He got 2 red wings.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you got a mini one. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, bro. You can't have one in your car, one Overwatch all the time. Like
Again, at all times.
yeah, I don't know how he got out that car.
But also, we are thinking about navigating the world as Black people. And if you are a Black person calling yourself Captain America, you walk in knowing your life is in danger. Not
Right,
only
different.
from like shadowy organizations and like, all of the higher up stuff, but from like some dude named Jethro
yeah.
Some dude named Jeff.
who's got a shotgun and, a pocket full of miracles. Like, I'm worried about him too.
That's what I'm saying, bro. What happened to his guns? Like, and then also,
I'm glad he doesn't have guns.
Joaquin, what is that little thing he keeps shooting out of his arms?
Those were like
Was those stun grenades? Like stun?
no, so like I was paying attention when he was shooting at the plane. So it does multiple things. He can use it to stun you. He can also use it to hit technology and override it.
Yeah,
Because there was a scene where it just stuck to the glass and then made the plane auto eject the pilot. So I'm like,
Yeah, that
okay,
was
this is
fire.
a multiple tool thing.
Okay.
yeah. Because I feel like he did it or his
So
thing.
why
did it
Falcon
when
ain't
they-
got it? So why Falcon ain't got it?
He does.
He probably does, but I mean, his dude is the hacker guy, so he probably don't need all that.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
in the comic book, I feel like Falcon is the one who's like got all
Smart.
the
Yeah.
smart
Yes.
techie things. And that's because Steve is still there. But in this,
But I'm saying
he's the muscle.
Sam literally only has a shield, and he's just a regular dude. He need his guns, and he need
You
something
don't need
else.
guns.
Jordan, I'm gonna give you a point. Sam, he's a regular dude with a
Like Sam is
shield.
a regular dude.
That's how the movie was portrayed. He's got
Yes,
wings to protect around him, and he walking with a shield for it.
bro. If he lose that, he ain't nothing without a shield. Really like that.
No,
He
he got
barely
the
took
wings
down.
still. He got the wings still.
I
Remember, because
mean,
he cut
yeah,
up the Red Hulk with
yeah,
the.
and I guess he can throw those out. Well,
Mm-hmm.
again, why he don't got them on him all the time? But whatever. Go ahead and continue with the movie. The
No,
car exploded. Okay.
you're not wrong, and I agree.
Yeah, I
Again,
think this
if I'm
is.
him, I'm having all at all times.
Yeah,
Like you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready.
I'm telling
But yeah, shoots the car, throws a grenade in there, car explodes, and he's like, subject down, I will confirm with a body. And of course, they have, a little boss fight situation. And Sidewinder says to him, like, you're nothing without your suit. And he's like, I'm a little meaner without it.
Yeah.
Good, you should be. And so he gets captured. And whenever he starts mentioning percentages and all that, because one thing I will say about this movie, in my opinion, it was a bit predictable
Yeah.
because whenever they showed, because again, whenever I said that this felt like a Hulk sequel, whenever they showed scenes from that at the beginning of the movie, I was at that point like, I bet Leader's going to be in this. And then whenever they show like the bottom half of his face talking, I was like, oh, the Leader's the villain.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we were supposed to know that, but I was able to peep it pretty early.
Yeah.
So, and then, with the whole Red Hulk thing, like, I think that how he turned him into the Red Hulk became predictable
Yeah.
because it was
you.
obvious, like, oh, he's doing it through the pit. Like, this movie, because Winter Soldier was not predictable. There were
No.
certain parts of it, like, it was called the Winter Soldier, so of course we, like, knew that. But, the whole Arnim Zola part, the whole Hydra takeover part, like that was the stuff that I was like, oh. Like, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
this movie felt kind of predictable. Do y'all think it was, or
Oh,
were you
yeah.
surprised?
100%.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I think
I was
maybe the most thing that I hate about these movies is this is the route that we're going now. We can see the ending way before. We know who the bad guy is way before.
Is that our fault though?
No, as I think that we have a lack of creativity. The MCU has lost their creative spark. They're not turning out products that wow us anymore. It's this is gonna happen.
But is
This
it
is gonna
is
happen.
it our fault because we are super fans? Like we know these characters already, and it's kind of we indulge in lots of movies and shows, and we learn to predict things.
No, because all right. So think about the last Marvel movie that wowed you. Did you see the ending coming? Probably.
Deadpool, Wolverine. They wowed me with the Johnny Storm thing.
Hey, with
That
the
was
so
hilarious.
right. But I mean, think about the wow factor. That movie was great for what it was, a blockbuster of cameos, and they still wowed us with the cameos. They kept bringing out more and more things. Did we know that they were probably gonna happen? Yeah, but the way they presented it was amazing. Deadpool Wolverine was top tier.
Let me
This
think.
movie here, I mean,
What was before that?
For me, it was Black Panther 2, but I know that everybody doesn't agree.
I
That
mean,
wowed
that
you
was
like the surprise or predictable.
there was a lot of surprising stuff. I didn't think T'Challa's mom would die. I didn't think,
Yep.
a lot of stuff.
I didn't think that, Namor would be as successful as he was in the Attack of Wakanda.
mhm.
Right.
Like, he got a lot done. He was cooking.
But see, I did because again, it's like the things we know. So that I was like, is it our fault because we know these things already?
Well, think about
But
when
I didn't.
Shuri saw Killmonger whenever she took that artificial herb.
Okay, yeah,
I didn't
that was
expect that. That
Yeah.
was great. I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
oh.
Oh, yeah.
That's
that's
true.
true. Yeah, that's true.
So I mean,
I
there's still a way to do the wow factor. They're just not doing it.
Okay, yeah.
but yeah, this movie was more predictable than I wanted it to be. I'll say that.
Oh, I guess
That's
the
what.
adamantium.
That's the most exciting thing from this movie is bad. That's bad.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And yeah, like I will say, like, yeah, I did not predict that adamantium would be like the reason for the movie.
Right.
But I
But it really
mean,
wasn't, though, was it? I mean, think about it. Like it was the
it was a
biggest
catalyst,
plot
I guess.
point of the Japan conflict, but didn't really
To
have a whole
me,
lot of bearing on the movie.
yeah, I agree. To
I mean,
me,
it was a matter of I mean, I think that there was a lot of homage paid and all that, but yeah, it was a matter of controlling resources.
yeah, who gets it first? And I mean, to me, okay, and I'll get to this. So to me, the Celestial Island thing, right? Okay.
That needed addressing.
It needed addressing. Cool. All right, cool. We talked about it. They addressed it. They're talking about it as an arms race because that's what would happen in real life.
Correct.
If some stuff popped up, America would be like, it's ours. Everybody else would be like, whoa, what you mean? You know what I mean? My only thing is Red Hulk should have
Earlier.
transformed
Oh,
there. In that point, he should
on the
have
water.
on the
Yes.
water. He should have
On the
been
boat.
jumping. Yeah, he should have like that should have been the point where we do it. When you do it
Yes.
on a one street, the scale is not as big. It doesn't feel as big. But when if he does it on Celestial Island, and he's just in there throwing Japan planes around and destroying our stuff accidentally, and then jumping from Celestial Island piece to like it would have been crazy. But
Agreed.
you missed a great action scene, just totally missed because I don't know if it's budget, I don't know, but it was just kind of silly.
I think that speaks to David's point of this should have been a TV show, because if they would have done that, the implications that would have come from that would have been crazy. We would
True.
all be like, "Oh my God, I can't wait till the next thing we have to see." Yeah, like that would have created a lot of, because yes, I think that is exactly what should have happened. Like
Yes.
it I would have wanted to see that, and then I would have wanted to see no resolution. Like
Yeah.
he fucks
Ooh.
everything up and then leaves.
Yeah, I don't know how he would have left in the middle of the ocean, but yeah, I do. In that moment, I thought he was going to transform, and I thought we were going to get a scene like Hulk running through the helicarrier, like just
Yeah.
destroying everything. I thought we were about to
Bursting
see
out of
something.
it.
Yes, I thought we were going to
Yeah.
see that
I
again.
thought the girl was gonna walk down there and sort of like Avengers in Avengers 1
Black
when
Widow
Black Widow
season. That's
walked
what
up.
I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
that same scene where
Yep.
he was like, I thought we were going to get that same scene
I
again
thought we were
too.
gonna get that scene. I was like, oh yeah, this is where we're gonna jumpstart everything. He's gonna do this, he's gonna destroy stuff. We're gonna have a war just because the president decided to murder a bunch of Japanese
Yeah.
you know what
Like
I'm
the
saying?
leader did what he wanted to do.
Exactly. So
Like
it'll cause
similar to what Baron Zemo was trying to do with Winter Soldier.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, like this. And if we had done that, it'd been like, okay, this is
Bro,
a sequel to Captain
this is
America.
So you see what I mean?
exactly. This is it takes it to a different level because
Man.
the action scene was cool with the flying and stuff. That was great. That was cool. But I think adding the Hulk to it, now we got a whole different problem. Like now we got a total different level of action scene where when we do a pump fake, I'm all right. Call Japan, make sure they want to talk again. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
And then they fight on a street. Man, nobody wants to see that.
I thought that plane was going to like crash towards the ship and like Red Hulk was just going to catch it or something.
Yeah, something.
Again, that'd have been great.
Right.
Like, so, I don't know if they just wanted to hold off on their big reveal of Red Hulk, because the reveal of Red Hulk, it was cool, but yes, it should have been way earlier. Because think about this, just for a second, just the first scene in the White House, or the scene where he's talking to Sam. They could have
Mhm.
had a little micro scene right before that where someone pissed him off, and you see like the red in his eyes, a little
Yes.
singe on his
That little
collar.
vein.
That shows you, oh, okay, so we got flashes. Because if you do that periodically, by the time we get to the boat, yeah, it makes sense to be transformed. And we got
That's
Yeah.
right. The boat was supposed to be that like tease, that lead up, that is it gonna
You could have
I
been
think that's-
teasing
yeah.
that the whole time, and it
Because
still would have made sense.
because the teases that we got, I want to say the first one is whenever he said America's got to be first. Well,
Yeah.
matter of fact, the first tease may have been whenever he was on the phone with the leader,
Yeah.
on Air Force One.
But it didn't look scared.
Yeah.
He looked scared. He didn't look angry. The whole purpose is anger. So we
Yeah.
needed to see more scenes of people pissing him off. Because if he's Thunderbolt Ross, he's easy to anger anyway. Like that's
But
his whole
I guess that's
character.
also when he kept saying the whole movie, he's trying to change.
But
Yeah.
I feel like the one that actually was solid was the one where his two advisors are going back and
Yeah.
forth, and
That
he's
was-
like,
Yes.
And like hits
That,
the table.
and I'm thinking that was the first one.
yeah, when he hits
yeah.
the table, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, we're close. And then that's why I thought the next one was going to be
when the
okay.
leader had him on the phone, it was
Yeah,
like, just let it out.
right.
Just let it happen.
I was like, oh, okay, he about to smash. Like he's about to just start smashing stuff. Yeah, just total miss opportunity.
And this is the thing about MCU movies. Actually, it's a soapbox for most movies in general, but they squander the scenes. They squander their villains. They squander a whole bunch of stuff. You
Yeah,
can name drop me some key characters, and you just totally miss a great scene. I think actually, if y'all just have recapped of all these movies that you watch and just have squandered scenes as a section,
yeah,
you'd have episodes for days.
Yeah,
Just
that's true.
squandered scenes.
Because what
facts.
I thought was going to happen, and maybe I was thinking about it too much, but I feel like in World War II, the US decided Japan don't need an army because they were doing kamikaze shit, and we were like, oh no,
Yeah,
we can't have that. So we decided that Japan does not need a military for that reason because y'all are too crazy.
Mhm.
yeah,
Because kamikaze, we can't, you can't be with us and be doing that shit.
right.
So I thought one of the Japanese airmen would, potentially
Oh, shit. You thought he's
Oh my
gonna?
God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
no,
it's
you tripping.
2025, bro. Yeah, nah, they ain't doing that.
into the
No.
US ship, and something was
This
going
is
to happen
crazy.
to Thunderbolt Ross where we were like, oh no, he's dead.
Yeah,
And then he gets up and starts turning red
Yeah, not in 2025, bro.
and
Maybe
starts cooking.
maybe
They
2006. Yeah,
they
you
did
probably could
hint
got
at
away
it
with it.
though. They
They
did hint
did,
at it though.
but it was the American who was going to do it.
But yes, it was the American mind control pilot that was about to kamikaze that
yeah,
ship.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Which worked out better for them because this movie
Yeah.
would have never seen the light of Japan.
Never seen the light of day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney couldn't have
people
done
would have been
that.
like, hey.
Yeah.
Disney couldn't have done that.
And
So-
honestly, Japan being Japan and U.S. are way too close allies. It should have been a different
Country?
ethnicity or country. Yeah, it should have been a different country. It would have made it way more believable that they actually were pissed off about something. But
Yeah,
yeah,
why Japan? That makes sense. Why is Japan involved with that?
right. Like it's just like Japan is very close. So like they would have talked all the entire way through this.
Because
Jordan,
you had Indian. Oh my bad.
Yeah, you did have India. Yeah,
Jordan, does Japan have ties to adamantium?
Yes,
Because
which is why I think it was Japan.
okay.
So I know their star hero, well, one of their star heroes, the Silver Samurai, his whole armor, and I'm pretty sure his sword was made from adamantium. Um, but I don't know if that's a big enough reason to make Japan the people. That's
And
literally
then-
the only hero who uses it over there.
is Lady Deathstrike Japanese?
Yes, I guess her too. Yes.
And so that was why because Japan has ties to adamantium and they are racing to acquire it, is why I thought they picked Japan for comic book reasons.
Yeah,
And that could
maybe
be
you're right.
that could be a stretching, but yeah, I mean, yeah, those two people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, So we see that they trace the call for this mysterious buyer to, West Virginia. And they're like, all right, get in the car, let's go. And Thunderbolt Ross is in the bunker, and he's like, every day I'm in the bunker, it makes me look weak. I need to go do something. So he's like, India and France are talking shit. And he's like, I'll go fix Japan right now. Me and Japan, we go way back. So I'll go take care of it. So on Air Force One, he's on his Peloton, lying about his stats. And we see that the leader calls. And he's like, yeah, it was me. I'm behind this. Because, you were supposed to let me out and you didn't. So we find out, Thunderbolt Ross, he's making shady deals. He ain't shit. He didn't do what he was supposed to do. So, yeah. And that's I don't know if we find that out right then, but we find it out eventually. But Ruth, the security lady, she's investigating the situation. Earlier in the movie, Sam goes to see Isaiah, and Isaiah's like, hey,
Don't come back.
yeah, don't come back. because I don't want you tied up in this. I don't want this to involve you at all because I know what happens in this situation.
Right.
And so they're like, A, security advisor, has he been by again? You know, all that. She's looking into it. And then she sees all the other people that were involved get gotten.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the point when she's like, oh, I think that this isn't what I thought it was.
Yep.
Because she's obviously not trusting of Sam.
Yeah.
And so, and maybe I'm a terrible person because if I saw him pull the gun out as soon as he
Bro, I would let him
shot
have it
one
too.
of them, he would have got.
Ah.
Like I wouldn't have. There wouldn't have been a drop the weapon, bow, 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 bow. Like no,
Yeah.
it would have been like drop the weapon, bow, you're done.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't have got 4 shots off, especially if I'm a Black Widow. Nah.
Yeah.
That's why I said, bro. She I don't think she graduated, bro.
Well, and so digging into a little bit of her character, she's not Disney pulled the audible because they introduced somebody because her name, she's an MC, like a Marvel hero, but she's
Oh, is she?
a pro-Israel hero. Think about Captain Israel, if that was like a term.
Yeah, like she
That's her
actually
character.
belongs to.
Oh,
She-
for real? Let me.
She wears the Star of David on her chest and like a headband and stuff. That was, I guess, Stan Lee's homage to whatever hero they plucked out of there. But because of what we're dealing with now, they made her a Black Widow instead.
Yeah, and they were like,
Mm.
because of what's going on in Israel, I think they downplayed
Which they did, because I heard the rumors about that when the movie was coming out. They was like, how are they going to address the whole situation?
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Let me look
Because
up her
she's technically
character.
like their version of CIA. I think it's
Yeah.
Mossad or something like
Mossad.
that.
Yeah.
So like
big
she,
time.
yeah. So like if they had actually like given her the right background,
yeah.
that would have been hot. I don't think that they would have
Yeah.
caught some fire for that one.
What's
She's a
her?
massage. She would have put that thing before he even raised his gun.
Yeah, she would have been.
Yeah. It would not have been good.
What was her character name again?
Saber or
Oh,
Sabre.
okay.
I wanna say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I might
Yeah,
look
when you look up her actual like comic book character, you're like, oh boy, this is a terrible time to introduce that one. But okay, I
They-
see what you did.
they did
do a-
retcon her background to be a Black Widow.
Yeah. They did a lot of reshoots. I wonder if this is one of them.
Oh, it has to be. It definitely has to be.
Yeah. Be surprised.
But yeah, she did not. Yeah, I think she mishandled that because he shouldn't have got 4 shots off to kill everybody.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
But so she puts Isaiah in solitary because she's like, hey, you're not safe. I have to protect you. And he's like, I'm not going back to goddamn solitary.
Absolutely not.
I have played this game before. And then the president calls her and is like, drop everything you're doing. I need you right now.
Yep.
So Sam and Joaquin go to West Virginia. They find the leader's lab. They find all the mind control shit. And he takes whatever he can. And then the leader shows up. And he starts, talking probabilities. Like, I thought that if I put Isaiah in danger, there was only an 11% chance you'd come here, but you came anyway. Huh. Interesting. And so, yeah, he was prepared for them to attack him, and he had that little thing in the ceiling.
Yeah.
The equilibrium disruptor, just the Count Vertigo thing, basically. And, they have to fight their way through some soldiers, which those are the worst fucking tasers I've ever seen.
Bro, didn't do nothing.
Didn't do a damn thing.
Another scene squandered. Add that to the list. Another scene completely squandered.
Because
I agree.
let me tell you, like, if I've seen people be tased in real life, and you don't just shake that off.
Nope. You don't go ouch and then keep going. No.
Yeah.
Especially one to the spinal cord. Joaquin took one to the literal middle of his back and shook that shit off. I was like,
all of them were just shaking it off. I was like, why do y'all even have those?
Bro,
They're not doing anything.
Vibration.
I thought when I saw, so they beat the first group. I agree. The fighting scene wasn't good, but then the second one, when the girl shows up, I'm like, oh, we might. And then they kind of move the camera. I'm like, yo, we might get a Daredevil hallway scene.
I thought the same thing.
I knew they weren't about to give us a hallway scene. I wanted one, but I was like, they're not going to do that.
And I was like, oh, fumbled the bag once again. But back to David's point, they keep changing fight scene coordinators.
Yeah.
The movements are
But
slow. Camera angles aren't that good. I mean,
Yep.
hell, when Natasha Romanoff, OG Black Widow, was fighting in the lobby, that was amazing. And now, for its
Bro.
time, it was the first time we got to see that. And you could have
hmm
just duplicated because they use some of the same kicks and flips. It
Yeah.
just don't look the same at all. It's like y'all are
she's a
slow.
tiny lady. So she's got to be closer to the wall to walk up it.
Not getting canceled. Not getting canceled. Not getting canceled.
I will say, as you say, Black Widow's fight scenes were 10 times better in this movie. But
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
But she gets them, and then some more people get brainwashed, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm Guffus now!" And
yeah,
then they escape. Yay! So, Sam takes the stuff that he collected to his friend, and he goes to talk to Sidewinder, and he says to Ruth, like, "Hey, listen in." And they start making deals. Sidewinder's like, "Here's where I want to go."
Yep.
He's like, "I want full immunity." He was like, "Absolutely not." Train him.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Okay, send me to this prison with a reduced sentence." And then he had the audacity to say, like, "If you escape, I'll find you." He said, "No, when I escape,
Which was dope.
Exactly.
Which was dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was
I'm
a
gonna
good
come
scene.
find you."
And you're gonna die.
Yeah. But he tells him, the stuff he needs to know. And like, okay. So the leader's goal is to ruin Thunderbolt's reputation because revenge. Revenge is always the reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, we get the scene where, his two advisors are just talking at him, and he gets pissed off, and he's like, "It's my adamantium, and I need it now."
Yeah.
So, they start making their way to the Celestial Head because, in his anger, he's like, "I'm not negotiating anymore. We're going to get it."
Yeah.
So, Sam, Joaquin, and Ruth are like, "All right, that's where we're going. That's where we're going." And that's when we see Thunderbolt Ross tell Sam the whole situation with the leader. Like, hey, he's grilling at him. And eventually he's like, "Because I was dying. God damn it."
Classic line from him.
And yeah, he explains that his heart was failing and he wanted to live so that he could show Betty that he was a better person. And he was like, and the leader was collateral damage because if I let him out, my heart pills would stop. And my thought is just have him make you a lifetime supply. But
yeah, or like a shot or something. Mm.
Like all you need is you just need him to make you a lifetime supply of it, and then you're good. How much longer you got? You're an old ass man.
I would say he can't just get the Iron Man thing in his heart.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. But anyway, the movie needed to happen.
Yeah.
So he doesn't release him, and the leader is obviously pissed off about that. So, this is when we see the two pilots get brainwashed, and then the whole air scene happens.
Mm-hmm.
And, Joaquin pissed me off a little bit because Sam said, "Hey, stand down, don't do it." And he was like, "No, I got it. I told you to get the fuck back."
Right.
And this is what happens.
True.
See, you're young and overzealous, and you need to pay attention. You need to do what I say because I told you that this was going to happen. And
never would have happened on Steve watch. Never would have happened. He would have been like, "Oh, Steve said, I'm out."
Wait. Didn't that happen? Didn't Bucky?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was about to
What
say.
you mean?
It literally happened to Steve
When?
when he lost Bucky, right?
Oh, that was early on.
Oh,
Bro,
my
this
God.
That's in the 40s.
That's
in the
literally
40s.
It's literally the same.
That's in the 40s.
It's in the 40s on a moving train. Come on, man.
we just got to give Sam more time, and then his words will hold more weight. But
I'm saying,
if he can't even get a bulletproof car, then
yeah, man. Like we see this man consistently has no respect from anybody, and we question it. Come on, man. My man has a little layer in the. I don't even know what about. I wonder what our thoughts was about his layer was. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, but President Ross calls Japan, and he's like, "Hey, it's not us. Call off your attack. We are not attacking you." And he's like, "Then who is? Who's calling the shots?
Right.
Who's manipulating us?" That's what I thought. Keep attacking.
Yeah,
And
that was a dude from Shogun too.
I know, I
Yeah.
noticed that.
Yeah,
Yeah. But luckily Sam and Joaquin are able to, get it taken care of. And they unfortunately Joaquin almost dies.
Yep.
Because Sam says, "No, I'm going to get my guy." And they say, "Nope, you still got another plane to worry about. So I'm gonna need you to do that. We'll take
do
care
your
of your
job. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm kind of thinking Steve would have been like, "No, fuck that. I'm going to get my guy."
Oh, absolutely, Steve would have. He's a real one.
But then, the kamikaze would have happened and it would have been ugly.
Yeah.
But regardless, they are successful in this. And Sam's contact is like, these are gamma pills. What the fuck is going on? And he's like, "Oh, let me call Sam right now." And the leader's like, "No, can't let you do that."
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad for him too. He's just innocent bystander.
He was literally just there doing a favor
Yeah.
and got, his heart stopped.
Sam don't even know he did either. Like,
Sam has no idea.
They
Yep.
didn't address that.
That's tough, man. His kills were brutal.
Yeah.
The leaders, like you pulled up in that dude's house.
Now, what do we think about the
That was
leader's
crazy.
design? What do we think about the leader's design?
I was upset.
I wasn't surprised because it seems like they humanized and like it feels like the MCU generally they are giving a more human version of these characters. Because with the leader, he was very human sized. The fact that Joaquin doesn't have bird features, like there were a lot of people. The serpent people weren't snake-like at all. They were just people.
I said we got a big head Modoc. We could have got a bigger head.
I was just about to say that. I said
Yeah.
they gave us Mordok. You can give me a Mega
Yeah.
Mind with a
That's
Vegeta Cowboy.
budget.
Come on,
It's
now.
probably budget. They should
didn't
have stayed with the one dude that was the leader in the last one.
That was the
That
same
was
guy.
That was the same guy.
It was the same dude.
I mean, also that was 2008. So I mean,
Okay, maybe so.
Also, I didn't like the way his head looked lumpy. I didn't like
But
like
I think
that's
that was
accurate, though.
I think that was the brain.
yeah, but it didn't really look like a brain. It looked like just bumps.
I think that so I
that's
think
right.
the reason they didn't make his head huge was so that he could wear a hoodie and blend in. Because if he had a big ass head,
Bruh,
that
he's
hoodie
not
ain't
supposed
doing
to
nothing for
blend
you.
in, though. Like if you look at his character design, even the multiple variations, the man's green tinted. He ain't blending in nowhere.
But that's the thing. This version of him was like they put him in a spy movie.
Yeah, that's
an
the
attempt at a
thing.
spy movie. So I think
Yep.
that they had to make him more human to fit the situation. Because again, if he's walking around with a big ass head, you can't
Green
really
head.
you can't, like if they had mega minded him, it wouldn't have made sense in the context of this film. Because
he'd
he
make a
wouldn't have
little
been
bit
able
more.
to like he wouldn't have been able to walk around in a hoodie and get anything done.
That's
And
a
not
good
that he did a
point.
bunch of that, but
Yeah, that's a
I
good
think
point,
that,
though.
and I think that maybe for budget reasons, again, they are making more the MCU is making more human versions of a lot of people because again, Joaquin doesn't have feathers. The serpent people didn't have fangs or venom. Oh, and that was another thing. Again, with the Serpent Society, whenever Sidewinder and Sam were fighting, I said to David, "Oh, he stabbed him twice. That's poison."
Mm.
In the comic
Wasn't.
books, it would have been
Nope.
poison.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, wasn't
Instead, he was
poison at
wearing
all.
Kevlar. Apparently, is how they said that. Who knew you could take an axe to the ribs? Is it Kevlar? I think it's they talked about it later or
Yeah.
something like that.
But that's the
Mhm.
thing, like the knife in the chest area, like that went through, like he was
Yeah.
bleeding.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, he should have. They weren't poisoned anyway. But I said to David, I was like, "Yeah, poison." No, wrong.
Nope. Nope. But I do
Squander.
agree, though. Like they put a very comic booky character in a spy movie, which was just kind of they don't match up.
I think was it Brandon? Did you say this earlier that you didn't know what, or was it Jordan that said they were going for multiple movies and didn't hit on any of them?
That was me. Yeah.
All right, so Jordan, this is the part that I don't get. Why are we saying spy movie? because it doesn't give spy movie. It
In the
gives like
beginning.
it gives like regular everyday life. That's what it
Well,
gives.
when I say
What-
spy movie, I mean like that's what their goal was, I think. Because again,
It's
they
like-
were trying to emulate Winter Soldier.
In the beginning, yeah, it was like more like an espionage type thing in the beginning with them trying
Yeah, who
to
did it?
infiltrate, that building,
Okay.
trying to figure out who did what, who the contact is. Those are like spy words to me. And
And then
then
yeah,
during
they're
the
mind
whole
controlling people
Yeah.
and using a bunch of pawns to make a lot of like,
those are like
moves in the dark.
spy things, yeah. And then
This
they switch
movie
like the
definitely
political
flopped.
drama with the whole arms race to get to, the adamantium, and then the action movie towards the end.
Okay, I see what you mean now. I personally, I didn't. I was confused. I don't. If it was supposed to be a spy movie like Winter Soldier, it wasn't dark enough. It wasn't broody enough. Like, and if it was gonna be an action movie, they squandered some scenes. So
I want to say I want to skip forward. I want to go to the Red Hulk stuff because I want to get
Uh,
everybody's feelings on that.
Okay, well, we're about there because the next thing that happened was Sam is looking at Joaquin through the glass, and Bucky comes to see him.
Oh, Bucky, how is he able? Well, I guess if we got a president currently who is a felon, I guess Bucky is free to do what he wants.
Exactly.
Because my boy Bucky was laying bodies down
I mean,
on
he probably got
camera.
A
pardoned.
war criminal.
He probably got
Literally.
pardoned.
and
But-
is running from Congress right now.
But he's got Captain America's respect, and that's all you need.
I bet he
Bro.
got pardoned. I promise you got pardoned.
That is what I don't care what the president. If president right now he killed 48 people and they're like, oh, we're pardoning him. I'm still not voting for him.
The
Why
president,
not?
Jordan, you're not. But
Yeah, you're right.
you know how many people are?
You're right. You're right. We're not even gonna go there. You're
And
right.
your president said he could shoot someone in Times Square and get away with it. He said those words. That's
You're right.
on the record.
You're right. To me, Bucky running for congressman is wild.
Why is that crazy? He was under mind control.
Is that okay?
He was under
I'm
mind
saying
control
he was under mind control.
Yeah, no.
So-
by the
control.
Russians. Like the fact that it was an enemy of the US that had like they can justify it. They can spin that story. That's easy.
Yeah, that's easy. But then as soon as he got his mind back, what did he do? Serve his damn country.
But my
Shout
dude
out
is
to
from the
Bucky.
40s. I know how he probably really feel about black people.
Look,
Again, it's the same. It's the same thing we
He's
said
got
with
a black
Captain
best
America.
friend.
thank you. You act like the man grew up in
He's-
40s Mississippi. He was in New York.
He is the token
So-
black friend. How many
He has
other
a
black
black best
friends he
friend.
got?
I mean, how many black people
But
were
his
there in
best friend.
1940?
I mean, he
And-
also was in Wakanda, so he got culturalized.
Thank you.
African
Talk to that.
culture, so, I
What?
mean,
He got the
like-
black vote. My man got the black vote. My man is getting the
I'm just saying,
the
I think
old
it-
white guy vote.
I think it's
Oh, man.
crazy. My boy killed all these people on
Go ahead.
camera.
Poll the group and see who would vote for Congressman Barnes.
I would 100%.
That's rough. Okay.
I mean, the good thing is we know all of the context, but if we're living in that world, I'm wondering what the messaging is, what is available, what's being told, what's being said. But
He pro gun.
yes,
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
yes,
He's gonna be
yes.
like, I need a gun in every American's hand.
No, that's not. What about Bucky Barnes? Do you think of this? Like you're thinking of Winter Soldier's running for congressman. I'm talking about Bucky Barnes is running for congressman.
My boy was in the war, killing people before he even became.
So it was a lot of people.
And somehow Thunderbolt, with all his war crimes, became president. So
Yeah,
Which is
like
also
Thunderbolt
wild.
did some wild shit.
Yeah,
and
Thunderbolt did 10 times
He got
worse to me.
elected.
So
yeah, he's a bad person.
So
Yeah.
do y'all think they are on the same? Like you think they
On the
No.
same ticket.
No,
Yeah, you
In the
think they
same
both
party?
Republicans? Yeah, you think they the same
No.
parties?
no,
What do you think Bucky is?
totally different backgrounds. Nope.
Bucky is 100% Republican.
Marvel might have Marvel
Bro,
might have
you
different
really-
parties.
Bro, you literally don't.
Are we?
watch-
Are we for real? You don't think he's
Okay.
Republican?
Okay, let's talk about this. He served his country, right?
Okay.
Then he comes back. He befriends a black man. He goes down to Louisiana, kicks it with Louisiana. He is never questioned. Flirts
Trump
with a
went to
black
go
woman.
Trump went to was it KFC or McDonald's and was cooking. So what they got to do anything?
Again, you're making wild points. I'm actually making actual legitimate points.
Okay,
You're
go ahead,
just
continue.
assuming all black people like chicken and KFC and all that shit.
No, that's what the
I'm
president
saying,
assumed. Go ahead,
hey,
continue.
what I'm saying is, my guy went to Wakanda, was beloved by Wakanda, actually fought a war to save the world, not just Republicans or white people, to save the world. He's one of Captain America, one of my beloved figures of all time. He's
Another
his best
Republican.
friend.
Okay.
He gets, you don't know if Cap was Republican, chill out. Secondly, then my man, like, come on, man. Like, the dude he's from New York. Like, the man, there's nothing about Bucky Barnes that screams Republican. Now, Winter Soldier? Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay, Spencer,
Yes.
Winter Soldier, Republican or Democrat?
Winter Soldier is probably.
Thank you. That's
Okay,
what you're thinking.
Winter
Bucky
Soldier's a
Barnes.
communist.
Okay, Bucky Barnes. What do you think he is?
I think that these days he is probably a Democrat. Because the Bucky Barnes that I've seen feels like
Yeah, that's what you've seen. What about the stuff you ain't seen?
I don't know about the stuff I haven't seen. That's
You don't know about the stuff you haven't seen either.
That's the problem.
See,
We
now
don't
we're
know
just
how you
making
really
shit
feel.
up.
Yeah, now
All
you're
right,
just making
David.
Like, we're
David,
making
what do you think?
assumptions.
He's independent.
Okay.
He's known to go rogue. He's independent.
He probably doesn't trust the government, so you're probably right, because he's probably like Steve.
Yeah, he's probably registered independent.
Which means he's not going to win.
Okay. So, but we all agree Thunderbolt.
Oh, Republican.
As a staunch Republican.
Oh, yeah, staunch.
The reddest of red.
Thunderbolt, yeah.
Staunch
Okay.
Republican that hates all races.
Like he's got a pet elephant.
Okay. All right.
Him and James Jonah.
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson are on the same ticket.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
like Thunderbolt Ross is making backdoor deals with lobbyists.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that's how he got where he is. There was some lobbying involved. I'm sure that like fucking petroleum is about to do very well this term.
That's hilarious.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and continue. My bad.
He's visited by Congressman Barnes, and then Ruth gonna come in there and say the thing that she said that I didn't understand. She was like listing off things about him that she liked, and she said something to the effect of a good amount of teeth. What the fuck does that mean?
Fucking with the backwoods ass dudes.
When I say that Spencer's entire being, when she said that, froze in the movie theater. I looked over at his face, and he was just eyes squinting, staring at the screen, searching for an answer that there was not going to come.
I guess for like an old man, that's what I assumed it is.
Yeah, it's probably old man joke.
But
Yeah.
I guess because he didn't mention that, because she said, "Oh, I can make that work," and then Sam was like, "He's 110," and she was like, "Yeah, it's fine."
Shay.
So, maybe
She-
maybe
she's
it was
an
an
older
old man
man.
joke, because yeah, when she said mouthful of teeth or a good amount of teeth or something, I was like, "What the fuck does that mean? What?
That's funny.
I don't understand." I was like, so you're used to dudes with gaps and shit. Like, you're used to dudes who just got a fucked up grill. But, okay.
It's because she a little,
Okay.
a little light there on the chromosomes. Just saying.
Okay. That's crazy.
But go ahead.
She's just a small lady.
Right.
Okay.
And, obviously she can make it work with Congressman Barnes. But
Don't do that.
then we get to the presidential address, and the leader shows up, and he surrenders kind of to Sam. He just kind of walks up to Sam and is like, "Hey, I'm here, and
That
we're
was the
doing
dumbest
this."
shit ever. That was the dumbest shit ever. Like, you willingly gave yourself up.
Well, yeah, because
Well, you want to get
he wanted to see the show. And so he plays on the loudspeaker the conversation he has with President Ross, and everybody's trying to get him out of there. And he's like, "Get the fucking hands off me." And then he turns And we were pretty sure that this was the moment he was going to turn. And I think that they decided to have him turn here so that he could turn in front of all the cameras so that the world could see it. I
But they
think
would
that's
have.
why he didn't turn on the ship.
Well, my thing is
That's
the
the
whole
only reason I
world.
could come up with.
The whole world would have saw a big like
It was
a
on the
battle
news.
going on. Yeah, any
It was
war.
on the world news, literally the
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
Again, I agree.
yeah. Like
I
that
still
was.
think it should have happened on the ship, but this was live. So everybody watched as he transformed live. And he transforms and everybody starts shooting at him because I thought it was great how quickly they went from we have to protect the president to we have to kill the president.
Oh
Shit, I would
yeah,
have did the same
Put
thing
him
though.
down.
Shit, I would
put
have
him
too.
down quickly.
Yeah, put him down.
Or I would have been like, I seen something similar to this, but the other one was green. I know what it can do. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here.
I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw, like, if nothing else, I saw it on TV. Like
Yeah.
they rampaged in Harlem, so all the black people know about it.
Oh yeah, I for sure would have put my gun back in the holster and turned around. I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good.
Like you're like, if you're gonna get me, you're gonna have to catch me.
Yeah, facts.
But I'm not gonna stand in front of you.
Now, I
Just
will
let
say
you get me.
this is the best version of the Hulk we've seen since probably Avengers 1.
You didn't like him in Avengers 2? You didn't like the Hulkbuster?
Nah.
Or him against the Hulkbuster?
I didn't mind that.
This is the best version
You
of
didn't
the
like him
Hulk.
in Ragnarok?
Oh hell no.
Oh yeah, you hate that
Yeah,
movie.
Hulk was pretty good up until he left Earth when he sent himself. I think he sent himself off Earth.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Which is also a squandered scene, but that's whatever.
that's true.
No, that's super squandered. You could have set up the Illuminati doing that, but anyway, it's whatever. I think that yes, I agree. But since he transformed, since we all just saw this, how many times did Sam die?
Oh, bro.
How
When
many
Sa-
times? Because
when
I counted a bunch.
when Red Hulk grabbed that pole, swung it at Sam, and Sam grabbed it like this. I was like, "There's no way, bro. He's getting
No
a
way.
baseball bat out of here."
Decapitated,
Gone.
dead.
You gone.
Yeah.
I was like-
There were at least 3.
Bro.
Sammy
And
Sosa
he,
going.
and he like kind of held it there, told those people to duck. I'm like, "There's no way, bro."
His jetpack helped him. I think that's what.
Yeah, like that was
somebody's gonna say that someday. It's
no,
like,
that was
his
that was
jetpack
the
was boosting
point.
forward, which is
Bro,
why he didn't go
that
backwards.
man would have had to use
No.
maximum power for him not to get batted back like that.
You
I
know
was
what's
like, that's
crazy?
wild.
I was just thinking about this just now. The Hulk 2, right? When they
Mhm.
you remember the field scene where Hulk is holding like debris and that
Yeah.
soldier is shooting him? Remember how
Mhm.
he gets kicked in the chest and like they cut the camera because it's too gruesome, but they
Yeah.
show him getting smashed and crumpled up on the tree? That's all I
Mhm.
could think about the entire time watching this fight. I was just waiting for death.
Yeah.
Death. Dead again. Dead.
Also, and with that pole hitting Sam's hands, he's just a regular dude, remember? That would have shattered all his bones.
Yeah. Because that's what my thought was. It's like, even if you have the momentum of your jets moving forward, it's going to be worse.
It's
Yeah.
like every bone is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and the thing, like, he, like,
Forearms is
as
true.
soon as his hands made contact with that pole, his hands are now in his shoulders.
Yeah. I leaned over to the dude I was with. I was like, ain't no way.
Ain't no
I was
way.
like, ain't no way.
Pause. Yeah, I agree. It was the whole fight scene. Honestly, was silly. Even the way it started, the way it finished.
Bro, it
Silly.
was such a short scene.
It-
That was
But
such a
also,
short.
If
there's
they'd
no
focused on
there's no
evasion,
way.
it would have been great. If they'd focused on pure evasion, it would have been amazing.
No,
because
you're right.
that's Falcon's character. He's human, which means don't get hit. That's the
Yeah.
like when he was in the middle of the street and used his wings to shield him from
Yeah.
Hulk
The vibranium.
punches. What?
The
Black
vibranium.
Panther is a super soldier. He can take the hits. The vibranium is just catching the kinetic energy. Someone has to be receiving that. Like
It
there's
was
still a
the
human behind there.
energy was being absorbed by the wings.
You ever seen a ballistic face mask that's supposed to protect you from bullets? You know what happens to the skull behind the face mask? Sure, the bullet didn't go through, but your brain is mush. Your brain is smashed up against your skull. But yeah, the movie's got a movie.
The movie's got to happen. Yeah, like that's what the answer is, because there's nothing I can say to you that's going to make it make sense, because it's dumb as hell. Like, you are a human man getting mollywopped by a Hulk,
Yep.
you're dead.
Dead.
The Hulk looked amazing though. The jump,
Oh,
him
yeah,
jumping,
was
Bro,
crazy.
that was the
looked
best. That
beautiful.
was some of the
That's where
best
the
we've
budget
seen.
was.
Yeah, that's some of the best we've seen from maybe since the '08 movie. Like the best like Hulk jump
movement.
Yeah, like jumping because usually because even in the Avengers, like his jumping was solid in that too.
But he
But
jumped like a
like
gorilla in the Avengers to me, like because he was like almost on all fours to me when he was jumping.
yeah,
This
I
Yeah.
is
agree.
just like he straight up
Yeah,
jumped.
yeah. Only thing that would have made it better was give us the Hulk like yell, kind of like
Oh
they did
yeah,
in Avengers, like an homage to the cartoon. But otherwise, yeah,
he did the clap.
That
Yeah.
clap,
He
did the
yeah,
clap. I
that
love
clap
that.
did some damage.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
This was probably the best Hulk scene. This was
Yeah.
good.
Was
Yes.
anybody else confused about the damage he took?
With the vibranium, because it's vibranium.
The healing factor wasn't healing, and I was confused by that because all Hulks, Gray Hulk, Red Hulk, OG Hulk, all have a healing factor. Now theirs might be slower, but like
Yeah.
when he transformed back into human, he still had his injuries. I was confused by that. He shouldn't have any injuries. If
He shouldn't have any injuries,
Also-
and he shouldn't have.
Like he
Yeah.
can get cut for sure. Yeah, he got cut a bunch of times because vibranium. But like they should have healed way quicker.
The fight
than
wasn't very long.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
come on,
it
man.
was short. And also, again, I leaned over to the dude I was with. I was like, "Yo, the pants." But like, I know the Hulk does it too. But when he shrunk back down, I was like, "Whoa, he just
He
the
regular
pants."
man pants came
Yeah,
back.
the pants just.
You got them stretchy pants.
I was
Yeah,
like,
man.
so he
You
had
gotta
them
keep them
on
stretchy
underneath his
pants on.
suit.
Yeah, you keep
That's
it stretchy and on
pain.
standby.
Yeah, got stretchy
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah, I was like, hang on a second.
I was expecting the same thing. Frail
Yeah.
old man just butt naked in the street. That's what I was expecting. But
Yeah, I was like, I guess he got him on underneath his suit because
Harrison Ford was like, absolutely not. We're not doing no news scenes.
Yep.
Absolutely not. Give me my pants as soon as I come back.
like he wasn't. But the thing was, he wasn't holding the pants up or nothing. They just came back on just
Came
normal.
Yeah, that boy
Yeah,
got stretchy
man.
pants.
But what do you call it? When they were shooting at Hulk, remember, bullets didn't penetrate the skin, and he
Nope.
healed immediately. So
Mhm.
how did he not heal immediately from getting cut?
Vibranium.
Exactly.
It's
I
not gonna
know
make
it's
sense. Like I
vibranium.
said, like it's not gonna. I'm not gonna be able to tell you that. Like, oh yeah, that.
And,
It's not gonna make sense.
and basically, Sam pulled it's getting low out. The sun is getting low outside. He basically
Oh,
pulled that.
That's what I said.
Gosh.
That's what I said.
Oh.
So here's what I thought was gonna happen. Whenever Sam was about to get his head crushed like a fucking grape, I thought Betty was going to show up
I did too.
down the street and say, "Dad, no,"
Would have been
Yeah.
great. Would have made
and
sense.
that's
Would've
how
been
he
good.
was going to shrink.
I thought the same
Because
thing.
you're like, whenever he had a hold of Sam, I was like, this is not good. Betty's gonna
Yeah.
have to come save him.
Once they
But-
made her canon, I was like, oh, she's got to come up. She's got to show up.
Yep.
But instead, Sam simply used the Wakanda technology to, create a pulse to knock him back. Everybody's like, Sam, are you okay? Hopefully I knocked him out. And then he just gets up, and then the power of friendship.
Talk no jutsu.
Talk to jutsu. That's good. Yeah, I was like, wow, they really just pulled us
used-
getting low outside.
Bro,
He
I
used
thought-
the power of friendship to say, sun's getting real low.
I
yeah.
thought he was going to give him a Scott Hall big boot to the chest. Knocked Captain America about 50 yards. And because when they did that shot where you saw how big Hulk was and how little Captain America was, I was like, bro, he's about to punt this dude. And then, yeah, I should have known. They ain't that
Abomination
brave.
scene all over again. Would have been great.
Yeah.
Would have been great. Dead. Dead.
Yep.
Also, is anybody upset? I am upset by the casting choice of Betty Ross. I think as a cameo, it's great. I think for the longevity, it is terrible, and I wish they had
was she the old one?
Yes, she's
Yeah,
the
she was.
original.
I didn't even remember what she even looked like, so it didn't even bother me. I'll be honest.
She's 47 years old, and I know Banner is older, but I mean,
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
y'all could have did something different with that. I
Damn.
love the cameo. I'm a huge cameo person, but
Yeah.
bro,
Well, since we are, later, I think it made sense. I mean, could they have recast her? Probably, but like she would have aged this much because if Hulk happened in '08 and we are now in 2026-ish in the MCU.
Oh yeah, let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Oh, I
say,
guess that
yeah.
makes sense because Banner's gray. Okay, all right. I'll take that back.
I will say that whole scene was weird. Like, was that like I was like, is AI involved here?
Talking about her voice.
Either her voice and the way she looked. It
I
was
thought her
very
voice
like
was AI.
low key. It was very translucent. Like you could kind of,
Yeah.
I feel like you could kind of see through her almost. Whereas with Sam, you knew Sam was like Anthony Mackie was standing there when he read his lines. Where when she read her lines, it was like a
They may have
fog over.
hologrammed her in.
Yeah, it was like a fog over. I'm like, oh, okay, that was a first of all, that was a reshoot, and secondly, that was either AI involved or something. It's like her mouth was moving weird
I
too.
thought her voice sounded weird.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's bad.
But yeah, the fact that she didn't show up in the cherry blossoms at all,
Yeah,
crazy. Like that doesn't make sense. Uh,
right. That
that
yeah,
Sam was just able to power of friendship that situation
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Like
Because
that's
no, that's not how it works with Hulk. Hulk doesn't just listen to his besties and be like, oh yeah, like he needs a female
Well, he did
to
it in
calm him.
What If.
Man, I don't acknowledge that show,
Also,
but
oh fuck, I was about to say. Oh, what keep going?
but no, like he needs a woman that he cares about to do that.
I will say that you were not the only one to point that out. There were a bunch of articles popped up while I was doing research on this. Everyone noticed. They're like,
Yeah,
Disney's done some AI things in the past. This could probably
yeah.
be AI. Now, Disney says she was there. It was, all in person, but like, I
eh.
noticed that too. They didn't look the same.
They didn't look the same at all because he
Oh,
was standing behind her, so you could tell the difference.
also, I went back. So, like I said, I told y'all, everybody knows, I only watched one trailer. So I went back and watched whatever the last trailer was that came out. They
Hmm.
basically showed the whole entire fight scene on the trailer.
That's why I don't watch trailers.
Like, it literally was like the whole entire fight scene.
So the
I,
best part of the movie, which is not the best part of the movie, but shows the best part of the movie, air quotes, as the trailer.
Yeah,
Waste.
it was there. I was like, dang, that's basically because this is a short fight, and they basically showed it.
Yeah,
yeah, don't watch trailers.
Yeah.
Easy. But because you never know if the first trailer is going to do that.
yeah, that's
Right.
true.
So yeah, I don't.
Or the
Nope.
teaser or whatever.
Yeah. But then we got the end credit scene.
Yeah, so they kind of wrap up everything after that. So Isaiah gets out. He's exonerated. The whatever they call the adamantium accords, that they're like, yeah, we're doing that. And happily ever after. And Joaquin is in the hospital, getting better. And that's when we see Ross at the raft and he gets visited. And then,
Hmm.
yeah, after the credits, we see Sam talking to the leader, and the leader's basically like, yeah, you think you're the only one? What about the rest of them? What happens when they show up?
Nope.
It's like,
Secret Wars.
Yeah, Secret Wars.
Okay, that's what I thought.
so, yeah. Hopefully, Secret Wars is better than Secret Invasion, because that
Ooh,
was garbage.
yeah. I think just it being a movie is going to make it better, but I agree. That is it's a very.
If so, David, you've kind of mentioned this. So, a question for the room. How has this movie affected your opinion of the future of the MCU? Brandon, one of the things that you said earlier was that this movie needed to hit based on what it was. David, one of the things that you said is that the MCU hasn't hit in a good while. What, and I know that for some people, this movie was the point where people were going to decide, am I still in? Am I going to continue? Are we still doing this? So, David, I'll start with you. How does this movie make you feel about the MCU? Has it changed your thoughts large scale? Is it affecting your desire to continue?
I think that Disney Marvel Studios has made one too many changes to their production. I think they do better with their TV series, or have been in this next little grouping. Um, I think that this movie itself did a bit of a discredit to the Captain America movie line. I know that Brandon likes to boast about. I think this one was a bad knock on it. Um,
Still better than the first.
Stop it.
I'm gonna let that be what that is over there. I think to answer your question, I think this is more of the same. I love Anthony Mackie. I think he can do standalone films. I think he can take leads. I think he did very well. Um, I think the Bucky scene was probably the best conversational scene that, it was small, but it worked. It was great. Um, but if Marvel as a whole, MCU as a whole, nah, man, they're squandering too many great things. That's my opinion. I think they squandered too many great scenes to where we could be wowed and awed, and they just glaze right over it. I mean, if we can sit here on podcast and have a conversation about specific things that would have made the movie amazing, they can already do those. The Russo brothers did those. They had the fight choreography, they had the camera angles, they had all the things they needed, and they changed everything. And I think that's why Marvel continues to decline. Bring the Russo brothers back, bring the fight choreographers back, bring those same visionaries back, or bring James Gunn back. Hell,
It's too late for that.
I
Bring
know, I
bring
know. I'm
Jonathan
just
Majors
saying.
back.
Bring back the OGs, and you'll save Marvel. Because right now, these new people are not doing it any justice.
So are you going to like, are you out? Are you going to continue to be on the train? Like how, where are you right now?
I'm a nerd, and I will forever be a nerd. So I will forever support any nerd-like activities. So they keep releasing movies. I may not be paying to see all of them, but I will watch them as they come out either on streaming services or whatever. I'm a nerd at heart, so I'm gonna always watch. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing.
Okay. Brandon.
Um, so I may have missed. I think my thoughts on the movie's importance changed. I don't think this is very important overall. Like, I don't think it's going to have any true impact as like the next 10 years of Marvel. I don't think it will. I do think it hurts the brand, but I don't think people had the craziest expectations only because it's Sam Wilson. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, right? It's not Steve Rogers. It's just so you're kind of like, okay, they're probably not gonna go all out on this. Now, I think, but like most people, we had higher expectations. However, you know, but it did its job for the most part. Like it was very safe. I feel like they didn't take any risk whatsoever, which is bad. Now, I just think with the stuff they have coming up soon, Fantastic Four, X-Men, like they're about to start shooting X-Men in the next like couple months. Those are the Fantastic Four is the big one. That's the so we need to ride on this. Thunderbolts, no. Thunderbolts is just going to be, what it is, but that's not going to change the complexion of the entire universe. I think Fantastic Four is the linchpin. That's going to tell you everything.
Okay. Jordan.
Yeah, I agree with that last part that Brennan said. I think the movie is important, but not as important as the Fantastic Four is going to be because that is what Marvel's going to be kind of riding on to hopefully turn the franchise around. Like that's going to be a huge one. And whatever happens with the Fantastic Four directly affects the X-Men movie, in my opinion. If they knock that out the park, I think more people look forward to the X-Men movie. Um, but overall, like I said, I think the movie's fine still. Like I said, I do think it's better than one. I think the first
Stop.
Captain America movie is overrated and overloved by some.
Buy
Uh,
something.
yeah, I think that first one is boring, but this
The,
one, I think
this,
this is good. This is better. I mean,
Rage bait, Brandon. Rage bait. That's all it is, bro. It's just rage bait.
all right, I'm gonna try to do. All right, I'm trying not to Hulk out right now. All right.
Okay. I think that I had high hopes for this movie, but I'm not shocked at what we got. For a lot of the reasons that were mentioned. I think the fact that it's Sam Wilson, the fact that we are in this era of MCU, and the fact that we are really putting our attention on the Fantastic Four, because it feels like this movie wasn't presented as much of a big deal as Fantastic Four has been.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think that this movie should have been more important, but based on what we got, it's probably better that it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I still I can say that I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't great by any means, but I still enjoyed the movie. So, David, sc
Yes, sir.
scale of 1 to 10.
I'm I'm not gonna crucify it. I think it's a 6 because I also think it's a gateway movie. I don't think it's a great standalone. I think it's a gateway movie to introduce new factors going forward. So for that, it's a 6.
Jordan,
That's fair. I mean, I gave it a 6.5 like coming out the theater, and I still gonna continue to give it a 6.5.
I too give it a 6.5. Brandon,
I will give it a 6.5 only because I think it'll movies like this are better the second time you watch it. Just because I think there's some details that they threw in there that we may have missed. There's just a lot of like, you know, procedural type stuff going on. And usually you miss that stuff the first time.
well, yeah, like the song "Mr. Blue," that was
Yeah.
a reference to the first movie. I'm sure the cherry blossoms were a reference to the fact that Japan was involved
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that
and
too.
the whole uh relationship with Betty and
Yeah. Yeah. I
all
think
that.
it'll age a little better. It won't age to like being great, but it'll age a little better. So I'll give it 6.5 as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess while we're here, go ahead and do Rotten Tomatoes. If this is your first time, we like to go to Rotten Tomatoes. I play a game with Brandon and Spencer and guests, where they try to guess the critic score and the audience score. So we will start with let me see who won last time. There was actually a tie last time. So we'll go with the guess. David, what do you think the critic score is?
Rotten Tomatoes is a scale of 1 to 10, right?
That's 1 to
No, it's a
100.
1 to 100%.
1 to 100. Ooh, boy. 100 being the best.
Yep.
I'm gonna go optimistically 62.
Okay. Brandon, what do you think?
Which one is this? Or
The critic score.
critics? Ooh. I'm gonna go 56.
And Spencer.
Critics, mm, I feel like they wouldn't be generous, so I'm gonna say 60.
Okay. So closest to it without going over. Unfortunately, everybody did go over, but
Oh,
Oh, it's
Brandon,
under?
yep, Brandon is the closest, sitting with 251 reviews so far, sitting at a 51%.
Oh,
oh, wow. Yeah,
yikes. That's
that's
lower than I thought.
really generous. Jesus.
All right, Brandon, you won it. So let's go to the audience score. What do you think it is?
Audience, I don't think it's good, but I will go with a 68.
Spencer, what do you think?
I think the audience was more generous than that. I haven't looked at like any people's reviews, but I've just kind of heard that they were mixed. I'm gonna go. I think the audience probably gave it a 78.
And David, what do you think?
Mm, I didn't hear any applause when we left the movie theater, so I'm going to go
I always think
57.
I always think applause after a movie is dumb as fuck.
Hey, some of these, actually, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to get canceled. Uh, some people do be applauding after movies. I don't
That's true.
understand it myself, but some people do.
Wait, what percentage did you say, David?
That's
Said
like
50 something.
50, 58, something like that.
Okay. So sitting with 5,000 plus verified reviews, Spencer is the closest, 'cause it is sitting at 80%.
80, man.
Oh wow.
Oh, good for
So
them.
yeah, we have another tie with Spencer and Brandon both each win one of those. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do our rankings. MCU rankings. Go ahead.
I can go first. So there are 35 MCU movies. I have this ranked at 17.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
Okay. All right.
For me, I have it sitting at 23, which I don't know, I might shift it up as time goes, but is right below Thor: Love and Thunder and right above Iron Man 2.
You liked this? You like Thor: Love and Thunder more than this movie?
Well, that's why I said that might end up shifting.
Okay.
All right. For me, I got it at, I just made the decision. Still brand new, still fresh. I got to go to 20. It's 26 for me. I think I enjoyed Black Widow more than this.
Oh,
I
wow.
I enjoyed Incredible Hulk more than this. Thor 2, it's right above Thor 2, Iron Man 2, Ant-Man 3
Oh wow, that's
for
the
me.
low end.
Yeah. It's back there.
As a
Uh,
Captain America fan, that's crazy.
yeah, I know. I know. I don't have another Cap film outside of my top 13. So, yeah.
Jordan, where do you have Captain America 1?
29.
Good joke.
Wow, baby.
Right
Wow,
above
baby.
Guardians 2, right below Thor 1.
That is a joke. Absolute joke. You telling me Cap 1 isn't better than this?
Nope.
I
The air
agree.
scene, the air scene was really good.
Stop the
Bro.
cap.
I
Bro.
I would rather watch this movie than Captain America 1.
Ain't no way.
Whoa,
I'd
really?
watch the Steve Rogers transformation, then run down the little spy. I'd watch that 10 times over before I watch this movie again.
I'm not gonna lie, I gotta back Brandon on that because Cap One is pretty good. I didn't. Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked by that.
Yeah.
That movie's boring.
Bro, boring.
I don't
This
hate
movie,
it, but it's not my movie.
What's boring about it? I'm confused.
Literally the whole entire thing.
it happened in history. That's what that is. It happened. It didn't happen in 2025. That's what that is.
Nah, it was boring.
Do you have the leader ranked in your villain ranking?
I definitely do.
So for the villain ranking, I have 32.
Yep, I got 32 as well.
So, Jordan, where do you have him?
I got him sitting at 23, right below Abomination and right above Dormammu.
Hmm.
I have him significantly higher than that because he was able to get a lot done and he was a relatively successful villain. Uh, so I actually have him at 15.
Wow, that's
And
pretty high. Yeah.
yes, it is. But,
Who is
that's
he
just
right
me.
above and right below?
He is between Gore and Mysterio for me.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I made the unfortunate mistake of I accidentally deleted my villain ranking.
This dude.
I didn't for some reason. This is in the middle of a time where we were not doing the villain ranking whatsoever, even when the MCU movies came out. So I think I deleted it at one point. So I have to redo it. I will say the leader wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad.
I think he's just successful. I
Yeah.
mean, he won. Really, at
Like
the end of the
he
day,
did
'cause
exactly
Ross
what
is in
he
the raft.
set out to do.
Yeah, and
But
you fell for him a little bit.
But he's also just, revenge again.
And his
But
kills were tough. Like his kills were like, damn, brother, did you even need to do that? Like,
yeah,
Yeah, that one with the little
and
vibration sound
because
thing.
he
I
said,
was,
like, I
oh,
take no pleasure in killing you, but this
yeah,
is how it's got to be.
he popped that dude and his wife. I was like, God,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
Why?
also crazy. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
can I borrow your phone?
Why did he
Wow.
do it? I don't even remember why he did it.
that's a good question. I still don't know.
So I only logic because they left it alone, and I don't know why they left it alone. They should have elaborated. The guy's house he took over was a fleet admiral, so I guess to gain access to the boat.
Yes.
Oh,
Like that
ooh,
was
okay.
so he could call in to the president on the boat.
Right. So I think that's the only reason he chose him. but it still didn't make sense as why he popped him.
I thought it was
That
Betty's house. I ain't gonna lie.
that'd have been crazy. That'd have
That
been
would have
great.
been crazy.
Yeah, like if you wanna get it mad,
Oh
that's
yeah.
how
Yeah.
you do it.
All you gotta hear is "Dad," bam. Instant.
Yeah. Red eyes. Yep.
But I'm sure that he wanted Betty to see this, and that's why he never made a move against her.
Hmm.
I can see that. I can see that.
That's
I
what I
am-
would assume.
It's a lot of Facebook group questions coming out of this. So I'm excited to see what the people think. Is Bucky a Republican or a Democrat? Would you vote for him? Is Cap 1 better than Cap 4? And any others?
Do you think Sam would have survived this whole
Any of
ordeal?
that.
How many times did Sam
Any of
die
that.
in this movie?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good one.
But
That's a good one.
okay, I
All right.
All right.
Anything else?
think that's it.
David, appreciate you.
Anytime, guys.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
You're always welcome when you have the time.
always. But with that being said, we're never duplicated.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.